We call this meeting to order. Good morning, everyone. Uh, we are here to acknowledge the presence of Senator Binay and Senator Tolentino. And the first order of meeting will be the organizational meeting of the Committee on Agriculture and Food. And the second part will be the hearing on sugar, based on resolution filed by myself and Senator Subiri. To proceed, we now formally recognize our committee members, namely Chairperson Senator Cynthia A. Villar, members Senator Pampilo Lacson, Senator Maria Lourdes Nancy S. Binay, Senator Grace Poe, Senator Emmanuel Manny Pacquiao, Senator Amy Marcos, Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, Senator Christopher Lawrence Go, and Senator Manuel Lito M. Lapid. On the part of the minority, we have Senator Kiko Pangilinan and Senator Risa Hontiveros. And our ex-officio members are Senator Ralph Recto, Senator Mig Subiri, and Senator Franklin Deron. Unless there are proposals from our members for the committee to come up with its own rules on inquiry, we should move that we just adopt the rules of the Senate and its rules on procedure governing inquiries in aid of legislation. Do I hear a motion for the members for the adoption and the second motion?
Since we represent here the Finance Committee, since it's a joint committee hearing, I so move that we adopt Section 5 of the Senate Rules of Procedure to govern the proceedings for this committee and other proceedings thereafter.
I second, Madam Chair.
So it has been moved and seconded that we adopt the rules of the Senate and its rules of procedure governing inquiries in aid of legislation. Thank you very much. Okay. So we now go on with our public hearing proper. We acknowledge our guest. Of course, we have today the new Secretary of Agriculture, Secretary William Dar, okay, and Administrator Hermenegildo Serafica of the SRA, and Attorney Emilio Yulo, board members representing the planters sector of the SRA, and we have here Josefino Agosto, Administrative and Finance Department of SRA, Rosario Motus, OIC, Administrative and Finance Department. We have here Attorney Ignacio Santillana, OIC, Research, Development and Extension, Visayas. Marieta Dina Padilla Fernandez, OIC, Research, Development and Extension, Luzon and Mindanao. USEC Tina Rosemary Kanda of DBM, and USEC Karim Panumpang of the Department of Agrarian Reform. Ms. Adoracion Armada, Supervising Science Research Specialist, Picard, and Ms. Annette Tobias Picard of the Department of Science and Technology. Then we have here Engineer Reynaldo Nilo, Acting Division Manager, Corporate Planning Services, National Irrigation Administration, Supervising Engineer, Operation Department, NIA, Engineer Jerome Osias. And from the Philippine Competition Commission, Director, Competition Enforcement Office, Attorney Orlando Polinar, and Executive Director, Philippine Competition Commission, Dr. Kenneth Tanate. Okay. From the Land Bank of the Philippines, Head of Agricultural and Development Lending Sector, Land Bank, EVP Joselito Gutierrez, and Head Lending Program Management Group, Land Bank, EVP Emily Tamayo, and Assistant Vice President Edgardo Lozano. And from NEDA, the Chief Economic Development Specialist, Leonard Guevara. Okay. And from CHED, Donald Buena Agua. And from Philippine Sugar Millers Association, Deputy Director for Program, Philippine Sugar Millers Association, Mr. Oscar Cortez. Okay. And to add, we have here USEC Emily Padilla of the Department of Agrarian Reform. Okay, thank you. Okay. So let's now proceed to our hearing proper on the two proposed Senate resolutions, which I am now going to read to the record. Proposed Senate Resolution Number 40, authored by Senator Villar, resolution directing the appropriate Senate committee to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation into the reported failure of the Sugar Regulatory Administration in its implementation of Republic Act 10659 or the Sugarcane Industry Development Act of 2015 to the detriment of the sugar industry in general and the small sugar farmers and workers in particular. Another resolution filed by number 56, filed by Senator Subiri, resolution directing the Senate Committee on Agriculture and others appropriate Senate committees to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation on the status of the implementation of the Sugar Industry Development Act of 2015, particularly on the reported failure of the Department of Budget and Management to include the mandatory appropriation of 2 billion pesos in the General Appropriations Act and the non-implementation of the Sugar Regulatory Administrator of the programs under the CIDRO. Before I call our other research persons, we may now call, we now make the presentation, a brief background on how the Sugar Industry Development Act of 2015 came to be and how it is making an impact now on the sugar industry. So we have a PowerPoint presentation. If we look at the SIDA law, it mandated the appropriation of 2 billion pesos a year to the SRA to give to the following: 15% or 300 million to the black farms. These black farms are the small farms taken together, especially the farms of the land reform beneficiaries. So they're supposed to help these black farms, and we gave 300 million. Out of the 2 billion, 300 million will go to the black farms. Then another 300 million will go to socialized credit to be given to the Land Bank of the Philippines, okay? To be uh, uh, to give credit to the small farmers and to the sugar farmers, and if they don't like to borrow from Land Bank, then maybe they can ask their, what do you call this, cooperative to borrow from Land Bank, and the cooperative in turn will lend to the sugar farmers. Then there is 300 million for capability building and technology transfer activities to the farmers. This will cover the shared facilities program of the government, wherein you give machine for mechanization, and if you can share technology like better seeds and better things, inputs to the farmer, then this will be covered by this 300 million. And then 5% or 100 million to be given as scholarship grants to the children of sugar farmers, and at the same time to anybody in the industry who can serve the sugar industry. And of course, 1 billion for infrastructure support programs. So that is the story of the SIDA law, that we're supposed to give 2 billion every year to the sugar industry through the SRA. But unfortunately, why there is an investigation today or an inquiry, during the first year, the DBM gave 2 billion, but they were not able to spend it. So the next year, the DBM cut it to 1.5 billion. And then again, the following year, that was 2016, 2017, 1.5 billion, 2018, 1 billion, and now 2019, 500 million. And they said that if you cannot do it by 2020, it will go down to 67 million. So we cannot understand, from the point of view of the Senate, why is this happening? What's the problem? So we want to know the problem of SRA. Why we have given you 2 billion to help the sugar farmers. All the people, they want money to spend, but you cannot spend it. So, kinat ng DBM. Alam mo naman ang DBM, pag hindi mo inispend, sasabihin niya, siguro hindi mo talaga kailangan. So, ika-cut na in-cut. Ngayon, 500 million na lang, and next year, they intend to cut it to 67 million. This is disastrous for the sugar industry. And to make matters worse, kaya natin to binibigay sa kanila para to make our sugar farmers competitive, para maipagbili nila sa consumer ng mura yung sugar. Oo. But opposite ang nangyari. Nagmahal ang sugar sa market. Why is it happening? And nagko-complain pa yung mga food processor na ang mahal-mahal ng sugar sa market, so nagmamahal din yung mga processed food na ginawa nila. So ito yung background why we are having this inquiry. So we want, of course, Secretary Dar is here. He's new in the DA, and he has a meeting. So we will recognize Secretary Dar to make his statement before he leaves for another meeting, and then we will talk to the Sugar Regulatory Administration. I wish to acknowledge the presence of Senator Bato de la Rosa. Okay, thank you. We recognize Secretary Dar.
Maraming salamat po.
With the permission of the chair, before Secretary Dar proceeds, siguro yung tinumbok na ni Madam Chair, Senator Villar, yung issue dito, the two resolutions are interlinked, underspending and the proposed slashing of budget. So ang gusto lang marinig ng committee, bakit hindi nagagastos yung pera? Yun lang po yan. Is this for, are you in line with the health programs of the OH? Or is this just a part of the, no offense, incapacity to spend the allocated funds for the sugar industry?
We recognize Senator Subiri, one of the author of the resolution. So we will ask Secretary Dar to make his opening statement.
Marami pong salamat, Madam Chairperson of the Committee on Agriculture and Food, Senator Cynthia Villar, Senator Maria Lourdes Nancy S. Binay, Senator Francis Tolentino, Senator Juan Miguel Subiri, and Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa po. And the other distinguished members of the committee, fellow servants of government, ladies and gentlemen, maganda at masaganang umaga po sa ating lahat. Please allow me to first thank all of you for this good welcome and the introductory remarks that have been given by our chair, Senator Bongo. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. My heart is full now that I'm back as the servant leader of the Department of Agriculture and the whole country in the sector of agriculture. I've been serving the sector for the last 40 years in many capacities. Let me also sincerely thank President Rodrigo Roa Duterte for placing his trust and confidence in my abilities to assume as Acting Secretary of the Department of Agriculture. It is really an honor and privilege to now lead this charge. Madam Chair, itinuturing kong mahalaga ang araw na ito dahil ito first time ko na humarap sa any hearing in the Senate, and I will always welcome any mechanism like this because this will put us on our toes always, you know. Ngayon itatampok natin ang ating mga sarili bilang mga bagong ama't ina, parentes sa tuloy-tuloy na pag-unlad ng agrikultura. Alam po ninyo doon sa last 10 days ko, I've been introducing the vision of agriculture in the country. Simply stated, a food-secure Philippines with prosperous farmers and fisherfolk. This is the first time in the history of the Department of Agriculture to have elevated yung pag-angat ng ating mga magsasaka at mangingisda. And when I say magsasaka po, doon sa mga involved sa crops production, doon sa mga livestock and poultry raisers, and of course the fisherfolk then. So, doon sa vision na yan, the overarching goal of the Department of Agriculture now is increasing productivity and increasing the incomes of the farm families, fishing communities. Having said that, para maintindihan po lahat ng madla, kasi maganda rin na itong mensahe na ito ay makakarating po sa kanayunan. Mayroon na tayong, we have gave birth to a twin dito sa, ang battle cry po na natin ay magandang ani at mataas na kita. So, ani at kita, popularly to be remembered. Nandyan si ani, anything that we do, anything that we plan, any programs, or any program and any project that we must now pursue is nakaangkla ba, nakaangkor ba sa ani, mataas na ani, or mataas na kita, ng ating mga magsasaka at mangingisda para maintindihan po ng publiko. Okay. Madam Chair, we will reverse the slow growth of agriculture. The last 10 years, ang growth po annually ng agriculture sector is only 1.1%. At ano ang population growth rate natin? 1.8%. So talagang may deficit, may deficiency. We will reverse this growth, and with all your support and the kind assistance of the entire family of DA, and when I say DA family, kasama na rin yung attached agencies, mga regional offices, bureaus, and all our stakeholders. Okay? And I have emphasized the role of the private sector in leading this sector. Ang gobyerno lang ay ang conductor. It is only a catalyst. But bringing the key players, the private sector on one hand, and the farmers and fisher folk on the other hand. And we believe that if the two work hand in hand, and following a big brother, small brother concept, this is one strategy to accelerate the development and growth of Philippine agriculture. Now, we have also to make a plan to target, for example, to grow the sector to at least 2%. So this is beyond the population growth rate in our first year of engagement. By the second year, we'll be targeting 2.5 to 3%. And by the third year of the Duterte administration, hoping now to have reached 4%, 3 to 4% of agriculture growth. So we will rethink and redo, or better yet, to the language of the millennials, reboot the way we conduct things in the department. It is my tall order to abide by the principles of ease of doing business and provide efficient, effective, timely, swift, quality service to the general public with an infectious smile. Okay. 10 araw lang tayo. This is my 10th day, by the way, Your Honors. Pero tumatakbo na tayo, hindi naglalakad. Double time, palagi sabi ni Senator Bato. We have really to work harder than before. That's the order of our President. Itaas mo ang paglago ng ating agrikultura. It's a simple but very tall order. At sabi po niya, dalawa lang utos ang ating or marching order ng ating mahal na Pangulo. Just do it right with legal basis. Malalaman na utos ng ating mahal na Pangulo. Now, so lahat po yung mga raging issues of the day, we have now a good handle. Yung mga problema, mas lalo na sa rice production in connection with the rice tariffication law. Pero there will be another day I will explain the measures we have now put in place para sa ganon ay mas maganda pa yung interaction natin. And many of the other issues. So, I declare that no task is daunting if we all unite to provide quality service to our beloved farmers and fishers, stakeholders and partners. In all, we will build a stronger, more resilient Philippine agriculture and fishery sector and a more productive economy. Join us in nurturing our new offsprings, si Ani at saka si Kita. Madam Chair, direct now to the subject being inquired. I believe we have one agenda today, which is now the review of the status of the Sugarcane Industry Development Act, or SIDA, particularly its implementation. I take this opportunity to commend the Senate for providing the necessary legislative support and funding to the sugarcane industry through Republic Act number 10659 or the Sugarcane Industry Development Act, SIDA Law of 2015. Now, the last 10 days already, I've had the opportunity to be briefed by the SRA administration, and with these 4 interactions we have had with them, I am now in full grasp of the very problems that's besetting SRA, that's besetting SIDA. And I will give you now my understanding of what is happening. SIDA law is regarded by many as a piece of social legislation, as it did not only promote the competitiveness of the sugarcane industry, but it also improved the incomes of sugarcane farmers and farm workers through increased productivity. It is especially instrumental to the small farmers and agrarian reform beneficiaries that constitute 85% of the 88,000 sugarcane farmers in the country. The law, by all angles, is such a very, very good law. SIDA law has provided the ingredients for the development of the sugar industry, productivity improvement programs, infrastructure support, institutionalization of black farming, human resource development, financial assistance, access to socialized credit, and research and development extension. While it has brought gains 4 years after its conception, SIDA has yet to give birth to improve ani and kita. Wala pa yon, hindi natin pa nakikita. Hindi pa sapat ang tamis. Much needs to be done. Much needs to be done. So, wala pa yung matamis na dapat outcome ng SIDA. Among the challenges it faces is the slow implementation of the programs and low utilization of the SIDA funds. The productivity improvement programs, research development extension, and black farms, and the socialized credit program have yet to gain traction. I have always firmly believed that research is what fuels development, and financial assistance through access to socialized credit is what is necessary for improved production. That's why I understand the growing impatience of the stakeholders, including our esteemed legislators, especially those who authored and supported SIDA law. Madam Chair, it is with deep humility that I appeal to you and the members of the committee to help us come up with an incentive system for mills, planters, and other stakeholders who will provide the necessary investments to further support the competitiveness and development of the sugar industry. And on my part as the new Acting Secretary of the Department of Agriculture and ex officio chairman of the Sugar Regulatory Administration Board, I affirm my personal commitment to personally oversee. This is one of the board, maybe I have to be regular, to oversee the necessary rebooting when it comes to how the law is implemented. I have personally analyzed that the projects under the law has not moved. Hence, Madam Chair, my first order of the day is now to review, then strengthen the implementing rules and regulations as well as the memorandum of agreement with partner government agencies and the private sector. I'm looking forward to meeting all the stakeholders, and it is my hope that everyone is open to the introduction of elevated responses to the benefit of our sugarcane farmers. I have likewise discussed the necessary measures to implement SIDA, and the SRA is here to present what these measures are. Again, I thank this august chamber for this opportunity to discuss relevant issues and concerns. Let me reiterate, that I, as your servant leader in agriculture, commit to eliminate the ills plaguing the sector and uphold the plight of the farmers and fishers, much more the stakeholders of the sugarcane industry. Darating na po ang bagong umaga para sa pambansang agrikultura. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you, Secretary Dar. I wish to acknowledge the presence of course, Senator Bongo, Congressman Divi Savillano of Ilocos Sur, 1st District of Ilocos Sur, and former Administrator of SRA, Attorney Ani Paner. Thank you. So, if my fellow senator will, Secretary Dar, you can leave anytime with our permission. And I want to ask who among our fellow senators would like to ask their questions.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
is Secretary Dar leaving for another appointment?
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
So has the SRA, my apologies, I arrived a bit late. Has the SRA already made its presentation?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
This
Because-
is just the beginning because Secretary Dar has to speak because he has to leave. So we will question the SRA.
Yeah, Madam Chair, if I'm allowed to ask a few questions to Secretary Dar, who, we fully support, Madam Chair. Secretary, good morning. To all the stakeholders of the sugar industry, good morning. As you notice, the room is filled with Team Kalamay. This is the team that the sugar industry supported in the last election. Mr. Secretary, the reason why I feel that it's important that I'm happy that you're here. First of all, I congratulate you, sir. You have been, you are the person that we would like to see in the department, not a politician, with all due respect to the former secretaries, not only the last secretary, but the former secretaries. You are from UPLB, which I have come from as well. You are my co-alumni of UPLB. We're both die-in-the-wool, green-minded Maroons. And we're hoping that with your fresh look at agriculture, we can really boost what we consider almost a negative growth rate in the agriculture industry. Si Secretary, alam mo, kailangan talaga ng agrikultura na yun, katulad mo, which can give, as you said, ani at kita. Because if we do not make this a business, we discussed this with Senator Villar. Senator Villar and I are very passionate with this committee. If we do not make this a business enterprise for the farmers, talagang matitiwangwang ang lupain sa mga bulubundukin natin. And I'm happy that you're here because this industry, Secretary, although there are certain sectors of the cabinet who are against it, I have good friends in the cabinet, especially in the finance team, na galit sa sugar industry. But in all honesty, Mr. Secretary, this comprises almost 1/4 of the country. Negros Occidental is the largest producer of sugar in the country. The second largest, Mr. Secretary, for your information, is Bukidnon, where I'm from. I grew up in the sugar industry, my father being from Negros, Kabangkalan. We moved in Bukidnon to set up the sugar industry in Mindanao. So I'm quite familiar, Secretary. In the areas that I'm talking about, you're talking about from the north, Cagayan Valley, Isabela, Tarlac, Pampanga, Batangas, Cavite, Camarines Sur, Cebu, Leyte, Iloilo, Capiz, Antique, Negros Occidental, Negros Oriental, North Cotabato, Davao del Sur, Bukidnon, Sultan Kudarat, Lanao del Sur, even parts of Pangasinan, Kalinga, and Abra have the sugar industry. So you're looking at collectively, Mr. Secretary, 5 million people directly or indirectly affected by a increase in productivity or a collapse of the industry. Kaya nga sa Negros Oriental, nagkakaproblema po sila sa insurgency. Actually, that's all the way up to Negros Occidental because really, it's kita. As sinabi mo, kulang sa kita ang tao. Pag sakit ang tiyan, walang pagkain, talagang mag-aalboroto at mag-aal sa almas. So, I'm happy that you're here, Secretary. I'm not really going to ask a lot of questions because you're only 10 days in your job. Mine is just a reminder, Sec, that this is a very important sector. For us, it's the lifeblood. You know, we've had several passionate hearings here before when it came about train, the issue on taxation, the issue on importation. Alam mo, nag-iiyakan dito yung mga agrarian reform beneficiaries. Kasi 80%, we have a misconception, and some cabinet members have a misconception, our friends in the cabinet have a misconception na these are the barons. Although SRA head administrator is mistizo, na mukhang baron, pero siya lang po mga baron na naiiwan. Ang 80 to 90% of the industry secretary are really agrarian reform beneficiaries. If you make a study, it's less than 2 hectares each. Any change of fluctuation between pricing will kill them or help them grow. Right now, Secretary, just to give you an idea, there is a disparity of farm gate prices and prices sold in the market. This is very important, Secretary, kasi matagal namin pinag-uusapan to ni Secmon. I'm very close to Secmon. I'm the author of the Ease of Doing Business Act, so we got really close. I keep asking Secmon, can you help us bridge the gap? Parang Korea, wherein the Korean farmers go directly to the consumers or the end users. Because what's happening now, ang yumayaman lang, Secretary, walang lupa. Ito yung traders. And what is happening is they're buying sugar prices now, farm gate, almost 1,300 per kilo, per 50 kilo bag, to 1,400, even to a high of 1,500. But that translates to only, correct me if I'm wrong, administrator, no? About 40 to 50 pesos per kilo of refined sugar. Ang problema, pag bumibili ka ng refined sugar na yun, ang mahal. And there's some disparity there. So, ang laki ng kita ng middleman. So, we're here to help you. Let's come up with a program, maybe a big brother, parang kapatid program ng grupo natin sa Go Negosyo, on how we can tap already directly to Zesto, to all that, para direct selling na tayo sa kanila, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, para mawawala na po yung middleman and trader. That way, the farmers are assured of stable prices lang naman ang hiningi nila, Secretary, stable prices. And then at the end of the day, the consumers are not burdened also kasi hindi na masyadong mahal. Hindi talaga mahal ang sugar, Sec. Kung bibilin mo farm gate, kung mabibigyan nga natin sila ng refinery, the sugar industry, I mean the farmers would be so happy because then they can refine it without going to the traders who buy it raw and refine it and make a killing, almost 30 to 40%. So, yun lang, Sec, mine is just a bit of a information because you and I want the same end solution, which is to help our farmers, all sectors, whether it's rice or sugar. It's a multitude of problems. I'm not going to preach to you, Sec, because you are our professor in UP, so I will not preach to the professor. And you helped India. This is important, Sec. You are an idol there in the school because you helped India with its agriculture industry. And India also had a vibrant sugar industry. And there were several problems that along the way, lack of labor, lack of modernization of their equipments, mechanization. So alam mo na to, Sec, hindi na kita po, hindi na po namin kayo lecturean. Ang amin lang is the importance of almost 5 million people from Bukidnon to Apari to Ilocos region, Ilocos Sur, and all the way down to Davao del Sur. They need your help and support, Secretary. Yun lang po. Before you leave, at least malabas ko lang po yung nararamdam ko po sa aking puso, Secretary.
Madam Chair, just a brief response. Yeah, again, marami pong salamat, Senator Subiri. Yes, as the new chair of SRA, lahat po na sinabi ninyo are in sync with what we are planning. You know, we have really to put in we have to have the right development framework to develop and grow agriculture. And kibat na lahat na mga industries under agriculture. Tama po yung sinabi ninyo na agribusiness is the way forward to develop and grow. At dapat itong agribusiness na ito ay inclusive. para hindi lang yung ang aangat, yung mga nag-invest, private investors, aangat din yung mga planters and growers. So, itinama natin na yung vision natin. So, ensuring food secure Philippines and with prosperous farmers and fishers. So, ang ganda po. Pag lahat po na ng plano, programa, proyekto ng attached agencies like SRA ay nakaangkor dun sa vision na yan, while everyone will lead to, a significant growth of the sector. Gagawin po namin with the leaders of SRA yung rebooting or reinventing their strategic plans for the next 5 years. And I will monitor how it is implemented, including SIDA. We will commit po.
I want to recognize anyone who would
Madam Chair.
want to make a comment. Yes.
Madam Chair,
Yeah.
uh,
Congressman Sevillano.
it's been 212 years ago that we had the Basi Revolt. The Basi Revolt, Basi is a fermented wine from sugarcane. So, maganda ho itong natin because that was September 16, 17, 1807. So sana it will be 212 years na tayo next month. And since Secretary Dar is from Ilocos Sur, and they grow sugarcane, and alam naman ni Secretary na matagal na kami napabayaan doon. Because it's been 212 years na po. And I'm very glad, Madam Senator, Madam Chair, and Secretary Dar, that now, ginigising ho natin yung industriya. Because I think that 2 months ago, nagka-problema tayo sa vinegar. Di ba? There was parang we're now using chemicals. Eh, ang sugarcane wine po namin, hindi lang ginagawang wine, nagiging medicinal pa ito. Pag may mga lagnat ho sa amin, kumukuha sila ng bimpo, yun ho lalagay sa mga noo namin. And it's organic. So, I think this industry, kailangan ho natin palakasin kasi yung mga manufacturers natin of wine, billionaire na ho na sila. Kami ho napapabayaan yung mga farmers namin. So, this is a challenge to all of us na sana ho pagtulungan natin na ma-revive yung industry. Ilang po.
Thank you, Congressman Sevillano. Any other comment or questions? Yes. So, we...
Permission to leave, Madam Chair.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Secretary Dar. So, do I begin the questioning now? No, I guess the main problem here is the underspending of the SRA. So I would appreciate very much if you will present to us what you did for the farmers and the sugar industry in the last 4 years. Kasi napasa yung batas 2015, nabigyan na kayo ng 2 billion for 2016, 1.5 billion 2017 if I'm right, 1 billion in 2018, 500 million in 2019, and we would just want to know what did you do with the money during all this time, so we will have an idea of what you have done for the sugar industry, and at the same time make us understand why it went down from 2 billion to 500 million. Okay.
Madam
And
Chair.
we now recognize...
Madam Chair.
Yes, yes.
Question lang po, yung 2 billion ho ba, separate pa dun yung 100 million for scholarship?
No, it's 2 billion. Yung 2 billion, 1 billion for infrastructure, 300 million for socialized credit, 300 million for technology and shared facilities program, 300 million to the black farms, and 100 million for scholarship, to make a total of 2 billion pesos. So yung 2 billion is the total, and we have identified where we will bring the money. And now we want to see what happened to the 2 billion, and were you able to bring money to the farmers and to the sugar industry? I guess SRA would like to make a report on that. So we can start from there. Okay, thank you.
Madam Chairperson, Committee on Agriculture, Senator Cynthia Villar, Senator Nancy Binay, Senator Roland Bato, Senator Bongo, Senator Mig Zubiri, Congressman Savillano, and Senator Francis Tolentino, my fellow workers in government, Secretary Dar, thank you for this opportunity to address these committees. Today, I humbly appear before you to openly discuss the status of the implementation of the Sugarcane Industry Development Act programs. The painful reality is that implementation of the programs have been slow. Throughout the implementation of the SIDA programs, SRA has continuously been learning from all the challenges we have encountered in the implementation process of each program. We are adapting our approach and strategies, and we are committed to continue improving and serving the sugarcane industry. As head of SRA, I am committed to do whatever it takes to enhance the implementation of the SIDA programs, and we will triple our efforts and we will use our all resources. This learning will be discussed further in my presentation. Though it has been a slow learning process, we continue to make headway, and with the guidance of Secretary William Dar, SRA shall move forward and work harder in ensuring that services and targets under the SIDA programs are met together with our partner agencies. The following are the contents of my presentation. I humbly ask for the pleasure of the body for the topics you might want to give priority to, Madam Chair.
See the programs. Okay. Yung i-account mo lang sa amin every year, binigyan kayo ng ganung pera, ano na-spend nyo? Bakit bumaba ng bumaba sa pababa ng pababa kasi hindi nyo na-spend? Palagi ko sinasabi sa inyo noon, don't ever underspend because the Department of Budget and Management will cut your budget. Because sasabihin nila, hindi nyo siguro kailangan ng pera, kaya cut ng cut yan. Kaya every year, kinat ang budget nyo na ngayon ay 500 million na lang. I want to see what happened to those money and what's the reason why you are underspending. So, give us your program na ginawa nyo for the last 4 years.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Now, we start first with the infrastructure program updates. Madam Chair, this is the accomplishment of the SIDA infrastructure program. From 2016 to 2018, we have implemented 150 kilometers.
We're not interested, we're interested on how much did you spend. Kasi magkano ba cost niyang 58 kilometers na yan in 2016?
The next,
Kasi 1 billion yun eh. Oo, 1 billion a year. So we want to know how much of the 1 billion a year did you spend every year? Oo, that's what we want to ano. We are not talking of kilometers. We would like to know the kilometers so we will know how much is the cost per kilometer, but we want the amount that you spend every year for the last in 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019, because those are 4 years wherein you have a budget for infrastructure.
the subsequent slides, Madam Chair, there are amounts to all these infrastructure projects, Madam
Okay.
Chair. For 2016, Madam Chair, what was appropriated for infra was 914 million. And what was obligated then was 816 million. Utilized was 731 million.
Or
The
nine-
percentage utilization, Madam Chair, is quite high, but there are just few deficiencies on some projects. That's why it has not been fully paid to the
O,
contractors, Madam
kung
Chair.
halimbawa nakaspend ka ng 900 million in 2016, ba't ka ginawang 500 million in 2017?
Well, it was slashed, Madam Chair.
Bakit nga in-slash? If you
Well,
ano reason for the slash?
One
Kasi
of
yun
the-
ang question sa inyo eh. Binigyan kayo ng 2 billion, naglabi kayo ng naglabi dito. That was the first legislation I passed in 2015 in my position as chairman of the Committee on Agriculture. Pinrioritize ang sugar industry kasi ang kukulit ng sugar industry. Tapos binigyan kayo ng 2 billion a year. Aba, every year nakat. Bakit ka makakat? Explain to me.
Madam Chair, one of the
Kasi
basic,
hindi sila nagka-cut kung na-spend mo yung 2 billion. Why were you cut in 2017 to 1.5 billion?
Madam Chair, if I may,
Yeah,
what
explain
was
to me, yes.
for the Socialized Credit Fund, which Land Bank is the conduit partner
So
of
in 2016, you spent how much in infrastructure?
914,
Were you able to finish that? 914 million?
Yes,
Oh,
Madam
so,
Chair.
yan ang 1 billion. Ang na-spend mo is
Yes.
914 million. O doon sa 300 million sa Black Farm, ano na-spend mo doon in 2016? We talk of 2016, so we will know why 2017 happened, and 2018 happened, and 2019 happened. So, let's talk of 2016. You were given 2 billion. O, nagasta mo sa infra ang 914 million. Sa Black Farm,
in the Black Farm, Madam Chair, what was given was 324,697.
nagasta mo yon.
What was utilized, Madam Chair, was 85,858.
How come?
The 26% utilization, the balance, Madam Chair, is in the procurement process of machineries, and it is
So
now,
what's the problem with the procurement process of machinery?
we transferred the funds to PITC, Madam Chair, to do the procurement of all these
I know you
machineries.
just transfer it if you cannot do it. So, tinransfer mo na agad sa first year?
This was
You
tran-
didn't attempt to do it?
We attempted to do it, Madam Chair, in our back and our back of SRA, and the board wanted to make a
So,
more
sasabihin mo, kaya hindi mo nabili yung mga aid to Black Farm kasi tinransfer mo sa PITC. So, patatawag ko ang PITC kung bakit hindi nila nabili yon.
Actually, Madam Chair, 2 weeks ago, the bidding process started.
Sino nag-implement nitong 914 million na infra?
The PWH, Madam Chair.
Na-implement nila?
Yes, yes po.
Okay. So may kasalanan itong non-implementation of the 300 million na naging 85 million PITC.
Yes po.
Okay. Then we go to socialized credit, 300 million. Land Bank.
Okay, for the socialized credit, Madam Chair, for the individual farmers, SRA has endorsed to Land Bank the amount of 206 million.
Why 206 million? It's 300 million.
Let me just explain, Madam Chair. For individual farmers, what was endorsed was 206 million 365. For the black farms, 6 million 900. For the service providers, Madam Chair, 190 million 377.
It's more than 300 million.
A total of 403 million 643 application to Land Bank, Madam Chair.
So
Now,
ano binigay nila?
Land Bank approved 98,872 to the individual farmers, but the funds that was released is only 46,540.
Doon
For
sa others, wala.
Yung black farms, Madam Chair, 6,900,000 yun ang na-approve, yung na-release is 2,020,000. Now, the total approved loan by Land Bank to date, Madam Chair, is
No, we talk of 2016. We do it year by year. I just want to know what happened year by year. Kasi mahirap na anuhin natin. Kasi I want to know the reason why in 2016 you were given 2 billion, in 2017 you were given 1.5 billion. Kasi talagang ang law is 2 billion. Ang inire-reason nila is underspending. So I want to know what really happened in 2016 but ibinaba to 1.5 billion in 2017.
SRA transferred to Land Bank 324 million for 2016 Socialized Credit Fund, Madam Chair. Since it has not been fully liquidated
In 2016.
in 2016,
Ilan ang pinautang nila do sa 324?
yung nai-release lang po is 48 million
So
560.
kasalanan na naman ng Land Bank.
I am not saying that, Madam
Hindi,
Chair.
but we have to find the responsibility so we can talk to them what they are doing. So you tell me who is at fault.
Well, Land Bank, Madam Chair, is our conduit
You
financial
know why we
institution.
place it in Land Bank? Because when DA was doing the lending of money, the money got lost. So we don't want to give it to the DA anymore. In the Agricultural Competitiveness Enhancement Fund, we gave 13 billion to DA. They lent out 8 billion and only 7% paid. Do sa 8 billion, nawala yung 8 billion. Kaya mula noon, hindi na kami nagbibigay sa DA or to any agency of the government. We give it to the Land Bank. Kasi at least sa Land Bank, kung hindi mapautang, naandun pa rin ang pera, hindi nawawala. Sa ibang agency, pag binigay mo pera, nawawala si pera. Oo. Diba? Because if we are unable to lend it in 2016, they can always lend it in 2017, in 2018, in 2019. But if you give it to the government agencies, nawawala yung pera. Kaya we don't give money to any government agencies. We give it either to the DBP or Land Bank. Kasi bahala yung central bank na kontrolin sila pag iniwala nila ang pera. Hamo sila ipasara ng central bank. Anyway. So, Land Bank was not able to do their job.
Okay, Madam Chair, if I may just want to make this clear, for 2016, we received 324 million from GAA.
48 million lang ang
Yes.
nagamit niya.
On top of that, Madam Chair, the 2017 300 million
No, we
is still
talk
with SRA.
first of 2016.
Okay.
Then we go to 2017. So, yung R&D, yung technology and capability building, 300 million. Saan? Ano nangyari dito? Kanino nyo binigay ito? Kayo ba nag-implement nito o binigay nyo somewhere?
Part of the program, Madam Chair, went to the prototype of the machineries on all milling districts, and this is also under procurement still with PITC, Madam Chair.
Why don't you give it to DOST, not PITC?
Because this is a procurement process.
Sabi mo, model eh.
Yeah, but
Model. And you can always buy from DOST. You pay DOST, they will produce the machine. Kasi bad din ang aking experience sa PITC. Hindi nila nabibili. I don't know for what reason. Kaya ako ngayon, pag ako'y mag-a-identify ng machinery, I go to DOST. Kasi kung ano man ang singilin ng DOST, walang problema. Kasi government to government yan eh. Hindi ka makukuha dyan. And DOST is capable of doing machineries. Na basta bigyan mo sila ng pera, igagawa ka nila ng machinery. Ba't ba kayo punta ng punta sa PITC? Nagbigay ako ng 400 million sa DNR para bigyan yung ating 17 cities in Metro Manila and 8 provinces around Manila Bay, yung yung recycling plant for plastic. We gave it 4 years ago. In 2 years, hindi na implement ng DNR, inilipat nila sa PITC. Hanggang ngayon, di rin na-implement ng PITC. Nag-aaway na nga kami. Kasi ang laki-laking problema ng plastic, bibili lang na equipment na bibigay doon sa mga local government, payag naman yung mga local government, hindi na i-implement. Kasi ang sinasabi ko sa inyo, in 2016, nagbigay kayo sa PITC, hindi na implement. tigilan nyo yung kabibigay sa PITC, maghanap kayo ng ibang agency na pagbibigyan that can be implemented. Okay, so where did you give yung R&D? PITC na naman. Magkano binigay mo sa PITC?
For
For yung tinatawag R&D, capability building, building and technology transfer activities. Kano binigay nyo?
for PITC,
300 million din to eh. Ano nangyari dito?
part of that, Madam Chair, of the 226 million is part of the procurement process of the machinery.
PITC again.
PITC po. Well, it was the decision of the Sugar Board then, Madam Chair.
Ako kasi, kung hindi nai-implement, bakit mo dun ibibigay na ibibigay? So, in effect, ngayon, yung scholarship mo, kanino mo binigay?
Scholarship, Madam Chair,
100 million, di ba?
scholarship program accomplishments, Madam Chair. Fund was downloaded to SRA in the amount of 216 million.
Na 100 million lang yun eh. A year.
9.7 million, this fund was downloaded to SRA, Madam Chair. 9.7 million.
100 million ang for scholarship eh. Ba't naging 9 million?
Portion, Madam Chair, was directly downloaded to CHED.
Magkano sa CHED?
80 million for 2016, Madam Chair.
Nagasta nila.
Yes po.
And then, 9 million sa SRA.
Yes.
Di mas okay to. O nagamit to.
Yes, that's fully utilized, Madam Chair. This is one of our best performers of the program.
So if you add this, 985 and then 48, pagpalagay mo ng 1 billion, 1050, and then, yung bang PITC na binigay mo na implement ng PITC?
They have conducted biddings, Madam Chair, and
No,
in fact,
in 2016. By this time, you will know if it has been implemented.
well, we transferred the funds December of 2018, Madam Chair.
Why
and
2018?
because it took the Sugar Board's decision.
Ako naman, 2 years. So, nabulok ang pera sa inyo.
Well,
So, ang na-implement lang dito is infra na 900, yung black farm na 85, tapos yung 48 sa land bank, so that is around 1B. Kaya kinat kayo ng 1.5. You were able only to implement 1B in 2016. Okay? So, kaya kinat kayo ng DBM. So, sana kung hindi nyo kayang gawin, sinabi nyo sa amin para nag-meeting tayo how it will be better implemented, di ba? So, out of the 2 billion, they were only able to implement 1B. Kaya nung 2017, kinat na sila, ginawa na sila na 1.5. What happened? 2017. What happened in 2017?
Chair,
Ano na-implement nyo?
yung sa infra,
Magkano?
we were given 557.
Bakit kayo binawasan ng infra nyo when doon kayo magaling? Kasi kung ako ang magbibigay, kung saan ako makaka-perform, yun ang pagbibigyan ko. Why will I cut it? They were able to do it well. Di ba? Para kung nag-fail ka man doon sa iba, at least yung infra na-implement mo. Ba't
Okay.
hindi mo kinausap yung DBM at sabi mo, mahina kami dito sa lahat. Doon mo na lang sa infra dalhin kasi doon nagagawa namin yung dapat namin gawin.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes.
2016.
Just to correct, Madam Chair, the allocation of the funds to SRA or to the corporation itself is already the call of the corporation.
That's
So
right.
they're the ones in charge
So
of
hindi kayo
allocating.
may kasalanan
Wala po.
nito. Sila
Isang
may
lump sum
kasalanan
lang po,
nito.
opo.
Bakit ikaw nagmamanage ka, doon ka magaling sa infra, ba't hindi mo dinala sa infra nang hindi nasayang yung pera? Eh kasi nangangamote tayo dito sa land bank, nangangamote tayo sa black farm, nangangamote tayo doon sa shared facilities program. Ang magaling mo lang performance is scholarship and infra. Dapat doon mo na dinala para hindi nasayang yung pera. At least sigurado na yung 1.1 maibigay, 'di ba? Na bakit mo hindi dadalhin doon? Ba't hindi mo dinala sa infra?
Another thing, Madam Chair, way back 2016, DBM also released to SRA 300 million for socialized credit for 2017. That's why for
But that is
2017,
1.5. Ang tinatanong ko sa'yo, ba't 500 ang dinala mo sa infra? Eh wala namang kasalanan yung infra. They were able to implement 900 million in 2016. Dapat you identify the same thing kasi doon ka magaling eh. Ba't mo dadalhin doon sa hindi mai-implement?
we are subjected to guidelines, Madam Chair. We just
What
cannot,
guidelines?
because this is
This is the guidelines. Anong guidelines? At sabi ng DBM, kayo daw ang namimili kung saan nyo dadalhin ang pera. Ba't hindi mo dadalhin sa infra doon ka magaling? Ba't mo dadalhin kung saan-saan na ito na hindi mo naman ma-implement?
In fact, Madam Chair, we consulted COA and the guidance of COA for as long as DBM will confirm that we can do.
No, I'm asking you, why didn't you bring it to infra?
Because it does not, it's not allowed by COA, Madam Chair. We might be sued for grant.
Why will COA not
Because
allow? Nakalagay sa law, 1B for infra. You are not giving more than 1B for infra. Why are you giving 500 to infra?
Because as I said earlier, Madam Chair, we still have this 300 million of socialized credit funds which is
Wala
not
akong pakialam
utilized.
doon sa socialize kung hindi mo ma-implement yon. But you are implementing infra well. Why are you giving 500 million to infra?
That money, Madam Chair, is not intended for infra. That is intended for socialized credit.
No,
So
1.5 billion ka in 2017.
precisely,
Tinatanong kita, saan mo dinala yung 1.5 billion noong 2017? Sabi mo sa akin, 500 million sa infra. Ba't 1 billion ang allowed mo sa infra? Bakit mo ginawang 500 ang infra when in fact doon ka nagpe-perform well? Common sense, kung ano yung kaya mong gawin, doon mo dalhin ang pera. Why will you bring it to something that you cannot do? Kaya nagkapatong-patong ang problema nyo. Sabi mo sa akin, kasi yun ang ginawa ng DBM. Sabi naman ng DBM, sila nagsabi. Ako kasi, kung ako hindi sila magaling sa ibang bagay, at least yung infra nagawa nila. At saka yung scholarship nagawa nila, di ba? Bakit hindi mo gagawin yun? Bakit? Ano reason why? Yes.
I would just like to surmise the infrastructure component of the amount provided to SRE is actually downloaded to DPWH. So DPWH, being the implementing arm, did not have any problems implementing it. I would surmise, ma'am, on the second year, the identification of the farm-to-mill roads was not
Ikaw,
as
tatanungin
up to
kita,
par.
tayo lahat, kasama mo dito lahat ang senador.
Yes, ma'am.
Oo. Kami, sasabihin ng identify na kayo. We can do it in 1 week. The identification of infra. At huwag mo sabihin sa akin na walang may gusto ng infra. Baka katakot-takot kami. Ang nagre-request sa amin, ganyang kakapal. Dumadating dito every day. Kaya pag identify namin, 1 linggo kaming doon, tinitingnan namin kung sino bibigyan namin because the money is not enough to give to everybody, di ba? Tapos sasabihin mo sa akin na yung wala kayong mahanap na infra?
I would just like to propose that. Kasi ma'am, wala po silang naging transfer So I would assume na baka in the evaluation process medyo nagtatagal sila.
What's to evaluate? Mga request yan ng mga sugar producing towns and provinces. And kung wala naman doon na talaga naman meron doong ano tawag dito, karsada na hindi nagagawa, bakit mo naman hindi ibibigay? Di ba? Hindi namin maintindihan yun eh. Kasi kami talaga, binibigyan kami ng mga request and mas marami ang request kesa sa budget. Oh. Tapos dito, sasabihin nyo na hindi ma-identify. There's something wrong. I want to understand that because I cannot understand that. You have to explain to me why you cannot identify infra and why you cannot spend 1 billion every year for infra ng sugar industry when nagmamakaawa na yung sugar industry na kailangan nila. Sana binigay nyo na lang sa Senado at kami na lang ang nag-identify, di ba? Oh.
Madam Chair, we have identified farm-to-mill roads all the way to 2022,
but you
Madam
have
Chair.
1 billion budget in 2017, you identified 500.
The GAA was directly loaded to
Sino nagsabi sa'yo na
DPWH.
tanggalin mo sa infra, dalhin mo doon sa iba? Who told you to do that?
Sorry, Madam Chair.
Ba't hindi mo in-identify yung 1 billion?
Well, we have, as I said, we have lined up projects all the way to 2020, Madam Chair.
I give the floor to Senator Subiri.
Good morning, Secretary Castaciones is also here, Madam Chair.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Administrator, ang tanong ni Senator Villar is actually very simple, the chairperson of the committee, is who does the budgeting of the amount? So the DBM, as clearly stated by Yusek Kanda, it's a lump sum given to the agency. Was it given to you? Was the 1.5 billion given to you? 2016.
To DPWH.
The whole 1.5B?
The whole, for infra, the 914.4,
914.
Yes.
That's 2017.
2016.
16.
Yes.
Sa 2017.
2017 is 557 million.
Naging 557.
Why did what you're saying is DBM directly downloaded it to the DPWH?
Yes.
I thought it was whose instruction was it from the DBM to do so?
There's a special provision, Your Honor, that the amount will be released to DPWH. It was fully utilized, but the allocation of the 514 is not the call of DBM.
It's their call.
So where did the 1.5, the rest, okay, that's 1.5B, you're saying 500 million went to the DPWH. What happened to the 1B? Maybe you can quickly state what happened to the rest of the 1B.
Now, with regards to infra, because we are talking about infra,
Yes.
this was the amount that was released by DVM to DPWH for 2017.
Madam
That's why
Chair,
500 million.
Yes, that's correct.
Because that is your instruction.
Well, we submitted all documents to the DBM.
For
Oh.
500 million.
More,
Hindi, sabi
exactly
nila yun naman sinubmit nyo.
1 billion, Madam Chair, because this is based on the area and production of all milling districts.
Madam Chair, with the permission of majority floor, meron ho ba kayong board resolution saying that instructing DBM to release 500 million to DPWH for infrastructure?
What we do, Your Honor, is we submit all farm-to-mill roads proposal by way of a board resolution to DBM.
Can we ask the answer? Can we hear the answer of DB? Is this true?
No, Your Honor, we do not interfere with project implementation. We just want to make it clear. The allocation of 547 million is part of the special provision and it is based on the priorities of SRA. But just to put on record the allocation for 2017, actually the amount, ma'am, is a little lower than 1.5. It's 1.41 billion pesos. But the allocation, ma'am, is as follows: 300 million for block grant, 300 million for socialized credit, 243.41 for research and development. There is also a component called bridge construction and repair amounting to 10 million. The scholarship is only 10 million. And farm-to-mill roads is 547. This was based on the submission of SRA to us. They did not, Your Honor. And in fact, if just to put on record and to clarify, the social credit for which we had the discussions a while ago has not been utilized except this year, because the amount has been pending with Land Bank because of the issue on the implementing rules and regulations. This was only signed in January of this year, and that's the reason why it was transferred to Land Bank this year to date from the time that this law has been passed.
Didn't want to transfer it to Land Bank because they did not do the IRR.
I mean, I don't think there's an issue about wanting because I
No,
think
no, that's what they did in ASEF. Nagkamali ang DBM, binigay sa DA, yung ASEF.
Yes,
Ayaw ibigay sa Land Bank. Ayaw ibigay. Gusto nila sila magpautang when the law says dapat Land Bank ang magpautang. That has been their policy. I don't know. They insist on following what they like to do. They don't follow the law. Hindi naman pwede yun eh. Hindi papayag ang kayo na ipautang nila, di ba?
Yes,
So in the end, they were forced to give it to Land Bank, but it took years. Baka sinabi sa'yo ni Secretary Piñol na wag mo ibigay sa Land Bank. Hindi po, ma'am. Ba't ayaw mo ibigay sa Land
I did not say that.
Ma'am, just to clarify, from the time of 2016 to date, 624 million is still with Land Bank for social credit purposes.
So ibig sabihin, late na ibinigay sa Land Bank.
Opo. In fairness po to SRA, the main issue I think that was not resolved for the longest time was the interest rates. Because at that point, I think Land Bank wanted a different interest rate and SRA wanted a lower one.
Let's ask Land Bank. Where is Land Bank? Can you talk about it? You know, the money given to you by the government is interest-free. Di ba? It's a grant. It's money to be lent out to farmers na walang cost to you because it's part of the General Appropriations Act. So, ang sisingilin nyo lang dyan, yung overhead nyo for managing the money. But pag-aawayan ng interest, wala namang kayong cost of money dyan. So, you explain to me why you can't agree on interest.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Right after the discussion for the lowering of the interest rate, we immediately sought the board approval for that. And as it is now, the interest rate is down to 2% for individual farmers, ma'am.
When did the money arrive to you?
It's in May 2017, but the implementing guidelines for both the SRA and Land Bank was only signed in January 2018.
So why is it that way? Bakit yung implementing rules and regulation for lending the money came only in 2018? 2016 pa tayo nag-i-implement. Pag ganito gagawin natin, talaga walang aasenso sa Pilipinas. Di ba? Ang bagal natin.
Madam Chair, I
Yes.
was appointed as administrator way back 2017, and my first priority was to implement all SIDA-related programs. So I went to visit President Alex Binaventura then of Land Bank, and I negotiated for a lower interest rate. In fact, I wanted a zero interest rate, but it cannot be done. So
Be
after-
done because they have an overhead. Yung masama pa ba yung 2%? Wala namang farmer na nakakautang ng 2%, di ba?
Yes, and-
From any other source. Hindi
So-
pwede talaga yung zero.
So-
Kasi may overhead sila, may mga tao silang magpapautang, magbabayad. Yung 2%, ang mga farmer nga natin nangungutang sa 5-6. Ang 5-6 is 20% a day. This is 2% a year. Di ba mas better off sila dito?
Yes,
Bakit natin hindi implement ito?
So-
Bakit ang tagal-tagal? Nandun ang pera ng 2017, nagsimula kayo mag-sign ng agreement 2018, isang taon para mag-sign ng agreement?
Madam Chair, for clarification lang, Admin Serafika, your term started when?
2017.
And who was your predecessor?
Attorney Annie Paner.
So yung 2016 budget, wala ho talaga kayong kinalaman doon.
I was board member then.
You're a board member, but
Yes.
si Attorney Paner was the administrator during that time. Maybe, Mr. Chair, Madam Chair, we can ask Attorney Paner kung ano yung nangyari doon sa 2016.
We
na budget.
recognize Miss Annie Paner.
Thank you, Your Honors. This is just, ma'am, to the best of my recollection because I'm not holding any records pertinent to this. When I assumed office in November 2017, one of the first things that we did was to craft the IRR because we realized that while the law was there were no implementing regulations. So it was
Attorney
in
Paner, for clarification, November 2017 or November 2016?
2016, ma'am.
2016.
So it was in December 2016 when we first signed a MOA with Land Bank to implement the socialized credit portion of the law. And to be honest, it was a bit of a struggle in early 2017 to have Land Bank agree with us on the IRR because they were using the usual Land Bank requirements and procedures. And we were saying that, the farmers, a lot of them are no read, no write po. And hindi sila marunong gumawa ng mga business plan and all that. So it was, we kind of forced the issue, and we even wrote Chair Cynthia Villar seeking assistance to mediate with us with Land Bank, because Land Bank then was insisting that for year 2017, that the first 300 million be given to one province alone. And so we were saying that there are, I think, 12 regions, 12 provinces at least, who will be applying for socialized credit, and we cannot just give 300 million for 1 year for one province alone. And we kind of forced the issue by signing, I remember it was Board Member Bilchan and myself, signing the IRR and sending that IRR to Land Bank, if I'm not mistaken, sometime May of 2017, for Land Bank to sign the IRR. So, and that was my last recollection of that, Madam.
Madam Chair, may I be allowed? My friends in the Land Bank, I know them very, very well because we used to work in the Gawad Pitak program. Fortunately, I think this year wala nang Gawad Pitak. Mabuti na lang nandyan yung Sipag Foundation ni Tita Cynthia. Sila na ng mga kaani ng mga awards sa mga kooperatiba natin. I do not know why. I have to talk to Ma'am Cecil why it was discontinued this year. This year daw. Meron pa bang Gawad Pitak? Wala, ano? Not for this year? Nako.
Why?
I do not know, Madam Chair. Maybe we should ask them.
Land Bank is very active sa Manila Bay rehabilitation. I was telling them, why are you active in environment when your work should be in agriculture? There's nothing wrong with being active in the environment, but you have to first prioritize your efforts towards agriculture because that is your mandate. Hindi kayo mandated to clean Manila Bay. You are mandated to give loans to farmers. O, kaya nagagalit na si Presidente sa inyo. Nagkakamali yata ang priorities nyo.
Yung nga, Madam Chair, yung tatanungin ko sana sa kanila, since the time that the President came in, I want to ask them what their priorities are when it comes to the President's State of the Nation address this last 2019 on pursuing more credit to the farmers. This is one clear example na underutilized ang pondo at kawawa talaga mga farmers sa Negros, Bukidnon. I don't know, that's why if you can give us a list of the farmers that you've helped to the block farms, that would be a good idea. But as we can see, on the percentage alone, it's only probably less than 30%, no? Ang utilization. So, ang dami-daming tao dyan nangangailangan ng pondo. Ano to sa mga bankers natin, kaibigan sa Land Bank, for farmers, credit is one of the key components. No? Credit, mechanization, labor, credit is key. Walang pera sila, wala sila talagang itatanim. Wala silang may bibigay, mabibili ng fertilizer and such. So, may I ask again our friends in the Land Bank, how come na ganun nga nangyari? Ano bang na-implement ninyo na yan? Kasi apparently, ang nilabas pa lang is 40 plus million na tapos na yung IRR. So what is what's holding out, what's keeping this thing from actually being implemented 100%? Yung sa credit ng ating mga farmers.
Madam Chair, good morning, and members of the committee. May I be allowed to answer that question, sir? By presenting our performance highlight for the credit component. Yes, ma'am, for under the SIDA. Yes, ma'am. Just only on the socialized credit component of SIDA. Yes, ma'am. So, we have actually received the program fund from SRA last May of 2017, and this is 324.7 million. So this is the only fund that we have now under the SIDA for socialized credit component. And out of this, we have received a total of 1,433 applications, amounting to 406.83 million. And this is already 125% of the total fund disbursed to us by the SRA. Um,
But they have 300 million a year.
yes, ma'am.
So you don't be worried about that. So what happened in the first year?
So this is the performance, ma'am, for the first year, for 2018. We have, for the applications that we have received, 292 of these applications, ma'am, were for revalidation. For reasons that one, marami po doon sa mga applications that we received, may mga past due loans na po sila sa other financing programs natin. In fact, for the tie-up that we have with the Department of Agrarian Reform, 4,861 ARBs ang may past due po sa atin for sugarcane alone.
Sa inyo, na 400 million, ilan ang pwede doon?
Yung na-approve po natin, ma'am, is nasa 814 applicants, amounting to 126 million. And then the 172 million is still in process. So we're processing this. We have already committed the fund for this. So the total,
Gaano ba katagal mag-process ng loan?
actually, ma'am, yung record po namin sa field is
Kasi baka naman ayaw nyo talaga magpalo. Bakit taon na hindi pa napoprocess yung mga loan? Hindi ba dapat mas ano kayo dyan, mas lenient?
Yes, ma'am.
Kasi wala naman sa inyo yan eh. Wala kayong responsibility dyan. That is a grant from the government na hindi nyo babayaran sa depositor nyo yan. And sabihin nyo lang sa government na nagpautang kayo, hindi nagbayad, okay lang sa government because the government will be giving you 300 million a year. That is part of the budget of the national government. Eh, ba't ganyan kayo kabagal magpautang? Alam nyo, nagpunta ako sa India. I was brought there by a company who's engaged in cacao in India. Alam mo, nandun kami sa probinsya, nagtitinda yung mga cacao farmers sa Kargil. Meron dong buying. Doon sila nagtitinda. Yung, ano lang to, baryo sa India. And then sa kabila, yung BRI Bank ng India, yun ang equivalent ng Land Bank sa Philippines. May tindahan doon, binigyan nila yung tindahan ng machine. Na yung nagtinda dito, pwede niya i-deposit doon. Hindi siya branch, ha? Just a machine, bibigyan siya ng resibo. Para siguro kliyente yun ng BRI Bank na pwedeng maghawak ng pera sa kanila, binigyan nila ng machine, nag-a-accept sila ng deposit sa probinsya. And then, may resibo, may computerized. And then, sabi nila, siguro, iyon ang basis kung paano magpautang ang BRI Bank. Alam mo ba, ang BRI Bank of India, the biggest bank in India, their portfolio, 85% are small and micro. Siguro yung sistema nila yun na nag-a-accept sila ng deposit. So, makikita mo kung sino yung farmer na nagdi-deposito ng kanilang income, makikita mo income, then it's easy for you to decide whether you give him a loan or not. Gulat na gulat ako. In fact, I told your president, noon sabi mo sa presidente mo ngayon, dati, sino yung presidente mo lalaki? I told him to send you to India and pag-aralan nyo yung system ng BRI Bank. Kasi sila, pareho nyo, mas malaki pa sa inyo. They are the land bank of India, yung Indonesia. And their portfolio is 85% small and micro. Siguro yun ang gusto ng presidente sa inyo. Natigilan nyo na yung mga corporate lending and you concentrate on the small and micro because yun ang dapat yung tulungan. Kasi kaya kayo sinabing land bank at kayo ginawang government bank, that is your mandate. So I guess, tell your president to send you to India and study how they do it. Oo. Kasi gulat na gulat ako at saka hindi nila kailangan mag-branch sa baryo. Binibigyan nila yung kanilang kliyente the ability to accept deposit from farmers. Meron silang machine lang na gano'n. Computerized. Oh. So, para hindi ganito, munti mo, Isang taon. Sino pa magbabaro sa inyo? Takot na nga yung mga farmer sa inyo kasi hindi nga sila makapasok sa loob ng bangko. Tapos ipoprocess nyo, isang taon. Wala nang babalik sa inyo. Miski ako, hindi na ako babalik sa inyo.
Madam Chair.
So that is not the way to do it. In fact, Secretary Dar is saying that you should have a department specially for small farmers. Kasi alam nyo, yung mga small farmers, natatakot sila sa bangko, nahiya sila. Kung hindi pa kayo, ganyan pa ang treatment nyo sa kanila, wala nang babalik sa inyo. Wala naman kami pagbigyan kami ng pera kasi pag binigay naman sa department, nawawala naman ng pera. Pag ibinigay naman sa inyo, ayaw nyo na maipahiram. Saan na tayo pupunta nito? Saan na tayo pupunta nito?
Madam Chair.
Maloloka na
Oo
tayo
nga.
dito sa Pilipinas.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Baka pwede siguro magawa sila ng, like I'm always in the land bank in Malaybalay, Maramag. Dapat meron kayong special window for small and micro entrepreneurs and farmers. Kasi totoo talaga yan, Lito, no? Natatakot sila pumasok sa land bank dahil una nakachinelas, tapos butas-butas yung pantalon. Pag nakita ng manager yan, unang-una, hindi na nila masyadong papansinin. Siguro, tama yung sinabi ni Ma'am Cynthia na I've seen those banks in India, in Indonesia. Kaya pumupunta yung mga magsasaka natin sa 5-6. Dahil sa 5-6, kaagad-agad bibigyan sila ng loan. Magkano kailangan mo? Ito, basta sa susunod na linggo, ito bayad mo sa akin. Ganun lang, kaliwaan lang Door to door pa. Pupunta pa, naka-motorcycle, sisingilin ka. Tayo, kung ano-ano pang pinahirapan natin. I think we have to the President gave a policy statement in the SONA, very loud and clear. I was right in front. And he said it. When he said that, sabi na, maraming pumalakpak dahil talagang we need to assist our farmers. Dito in Dar, si Secretary is here. Many block farmers are having a hard time. We have to give a special policy for the farmers. Kasi pag tinamaan sila ng bagyo, pag tinamaan sila ng kalamidad, talagang may leeway Hindi siya katulad ng negosyo, may mga kung ano manufacturing dyan, kaagad-agad makompute yung incomes at mabibigay yung loan. Yung farmers, there must be a leeway. Anyway, this is government grants and funds. I think we should open really this credit to the farmers kasi kung hindi aangat yung agriculture sector, negative palagi. Wala nang gustong magsaka. Sa totoo lang, lumipad ka na yung helicopter all over Mindanao, tiwang-wang ang lupa because they can't support themselves financially. That's where land bank has a key role. Any comment, EVP?
Madam Chair, may I be recognized, Madam Chair?
Dar, okay.
Madam Chair and the honorable senators, actually, in fairness to land bank, we are in the process of conceiving some sort of a program right now, which we call the Afford, wherein we are addressing the needs of the small farmers, the agrarian reform beneficiaries. And it was our proposal, and I hope this would be pursued, that the land bank will be providing service technician consultants who will be going to the countryside, who themselves will be asking and qualifying farmers who would be entitled to loans or who has the capability to obtain loans. And they need not go to the branches of the land bank in order to obtain these loans. And I hope that with the encouragement being given by the chair, the land bank would pursue this project because it is one way of really trying to address the needs of the small farmers.
Alam mo, Sec, mas madali, mahirap kasi, maganda yun. I'm not going to shoot this down. Pero minsan mag-hire ka pa ng technician, mag-hire ka pa ng motorcycle rider, iikot pa sa farms. Very simple. Lagay mo lang sa probinsyano ng ABS-CBN, ad. Makikita na ng 16 to 20 million Filipinos yan. Gagawa lang sila. Land Bank now has an office within all the land bank branches kasi Apari, Batanes hanggang Holo, tama po, ay may land bank. You just say, we have now a new office, itong window para sa magsasaka. Madali na ang transaction. Punta lang kayo dyan at papahiramin namin kayo. Isang commercial ad lang yan sa TV, sigurado, I would say 80% of the farmers will avail. We don't need to create a new program. Kasi kung pupunta pa, mag-hire pa sila ng technician, pupunta pa sa bulubundukin. Isang ad lang yan, internet. Everybody's online, Facebook. Lahat pupunta dun sa kanila. I think it would even be simpler. I'm not shooting that proposal down. That's a good proposal. Pero for land banks, for land banks information, if they want to please the President and the Filipino people, the farmers, come up with that program. Tapos labas nila. May bagong window sa land bank. Lahat ng magsasaka at micro-entrepreneurs ay welcome. Huwag kayong matakot. Tutulungan namin kayo. We help you grow. Tama? We help you grow. Kahit naka-chinelas, naka-short pants, huwag lang tibak kasi
Madam Chair, if I may.
LGBT, pwede. Lalaki, babae, pwede. Lahat welcome. Di ba? Wala, Senator Bong, wala dito eh. So, yes, Madam Chair, I'm sorry. Thank you. Yun ang proposal ko po sa kanila.
So, bakit hindi nyo tingnan yung sa Bank? Nasa baryo sila eh. Nasa baryo sila eh. Meron lang silang computer na nag-accept sila ng deposit. I think that is the basis of credit eh. Yung transaction ng mga farmers sa baryo eh. Kasi,
I think yung template ho ata sa Indonesia is somewhat similar dun sa concept ng STL, wherein yung mga sari-sari store can accept payments dun sa loan. Baka kailangan nyo maging innovative and bring it down. Sabi ko, kung hindi nga ako ganun, baka you can follow yung template ng 5-6 na sila mismo yung pumupunta dun sa mga farmers at sila mismo yung, baka pwede kayo mismo yung maniningil. Kasi nga ho, di ba, may paggagastusin pa natin yung mga farmers para pumunta doon sa mga branches nyo.
Yes,
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, just to respond, tama po yun, ang land bank po, kahit na 400 plus ang branches namin at nasa 81 provinces kami, hindi ho namin talaga maaabot lahat ng farmers. That's why we have been very successful in engaging our cooperatives as conduits, over 1,000 of them, all through the years. At yung mga rural banks po at cooperatives, sila po ay nasa kanayunan and nakakatulong po talaga sila na ma-reach namin yung over 900,000 farmers na ngayon. Pinangako po ng aming presidente sa cabinet meeting na gagawin po namin lahat para ho makaabot kami ng 2 million farmers at
300 lang ng SRA.
Ito po, salamat po. Pero sa pera po nga namin, pera ng Land Bank at kahit po sa programa na meron kaming partnership ng DA, nakapag-pahiram ho kami actually ng 2.3 at 700 or 3 billion po sa sugar industry. Naghahabol po kami sa aming obligasyon na in partnership with SRA, ma-release itong 300. At base po nga sa pinakita, magagawa naman po namin. Kung meron mang konti kaming pag-iingat, dahil ang SRA ho naman, dahil ipinaubaya ho sa kanila ng batas kung paano at sino ang pauutangin, nakikinig po kami sa kanila. Yung po sa aid, yes po, and makakahabol po kami dahil konti na lang.
Ayaw na ilabas ng DBM dahil labas ng labas, wala namang napapautang. So, ano ba yung rule? Di ba, you have to give 2 billion a year provided sila? That's the essence of the law. Oh.
Yes, Your Honor.
Dapat yung 1 billion sa infra, wala nang question yun. Dali-dali nun. I-identify mo, tas implement ng lahat tayo nagagawa ng gano'n. Ba't tayo nahihirapan doon? Kami lahat, gano'n ang trabaho namin. Ako, pag hindi natapos ang project ng 1 year, galit na galit ako sa contractor eh. Kasi may dadating na namang another project next year, magpapatong-patong yun. Ang hirap-hirap bantayan ng gano'n, di ba? So dapat, every year, may 1 billion ka sa, at least sa infra, ang laking bagay na yun sa industry.
Yes.
Tapos problema ng land bank yung pagpapautang. Dapat 300 million a year sa sugar, makapagpautang kayo. Diba? Tapos yung sinasabi mong equipment, huwag mo na ibigay sa PITC, ibigay mo na sa DOST. Nasaan ang DOST dito? Oh, magsalita ka. Diba kaya mong gumawa ng equipment?
Okay. Ma'am,
Kasi ako, yung akin livelihood, pinagagawa ko sa DOST.
Okay.
O, basta sisingilin ka nila, magbabayad ka. Minsan nga, mahal nga silang maningil eh. Sabi ko, bakit nung panahon ni, murang maningil, ni Montejo, Ngayon, bagong panahon, mahal maningil.
Madam Chair, from Picard po kami, under ng DOST. So, as far as Picard is concerned, kami po, when it comes to mechanization, we fund, kami po mismo ang nagbibigay ng pondo.
Para sila, they need
But we can
someone
work
to do
together
it. Oo.
para ma-implement po yung design and development
No, may
hanggang sa
mechanical,
application.
ano kayo, di ba? Meron kayong tagagawa sa DOST. Nagpapagawa ako doon.
Sa ano po, MIRDC,
Oh,
sa
yun,
metals
yun.
industry.
Oh.
And then,
Hindi.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
may I be allowed on the
Yeah.
land bank socialized credit. We regularly go around the country in connection with our responsibilities sa mill districts. And maybe land bank can consult their account officers who regularly go with us. I think the common complaint, of course, is the stringent requirements which are along commercial bank level. As mentioned by Senator Miggs, iba yung farmers, they don't know even how to read and write. Alam mo yung term nila nga in one, I think in Bais or ano, sabi niya siya, 4 na rim na bond paper yung natapos ko sa ano ko sa application ko. Niya, hindi pa nga kami na-approve. Sabi ko baka gusto ng land bank 6 na rim. So mag-ano ka muna. So yung tawag nila hindi na socialized credit program, tawag nila social yung credit program.
Social.
So I think siguro we need to reach out to them kasi yung ano in an article today in the Philippine Daily Inquirer, they mentioned about what is the problem in the province of Negros Occidental. And easily the word there was social justice. In the hinterlands and the mountains, we have problems. And maybe the socialized credit program could be a mechanism for us to address the problem in the mountains. Thank you.
Meron kami magandang idea ni Senator Villar and Senator Binay together with Senator Bato. We're going to craft a law. Ease of doing a farming loan. Yan. May ease of doing, may ease of doing business eh.
Dito na yung
Ease of doing agricultural loan para tulungan natin yung mga farmers. Kami magka-craft daw, ipapasa ni ma'am.
Madam Chair.
Lahat ipapasa natin.
Madam Chair.
Mahal natin sila. Yes.
Land Bank mentioned
Yes,
about
yes.
rural banks. Pwede mo malaman kung magkano ba porsyento yung binibigay sa mga rural banks ngayon? Yung pass-on niya, magkano?
Ang pagpapautang po ng land banks sa mga rural banks ay base po sa credit rating ng rural banks at yung kanila pong pagpapautang sa kanilang mga borrowers base po sa kanilang sarili.
Kasi from the rural bankers, masyado mataas yung ano nyo, yung pass-on nyo. While other big corporations, binibigyan nyo, I think, 1% lang. So sa tingin ko, dapat i-revisit natin yon para, kasi since we have rural banks na all over the Philippines, we can tap them. Anyway, may mga good standing naman na pwede natin bigyan.
Sabi ko sa kanila, when the money comes from the government, di ba, sabi nyo 2% kayo, di ba? I-require nyo na it cannot be more than 10% yung patong nila para dadating doon sa mga ng 12. Kasi binibigyan nyo sila ng power to make patong na pagkalalaki. Kaya mga 24, 30, yung mga outlet nyo, dapat maglagay kayo ng cap doon. Kasi this is socialized credit. So kung hihingi ka ng 2%, sila, sabi mo hanggang 10% lang kayo para dumating sa farmer ng 12, di ba? Hindi, wala kayong ganon. Wala. Sinasabi ko na yun na i-cap eh. Kasi pag pinabayaan mo, yung mga pinahiram nyo na walang cap, ang mahal-mahal din dadating sa farmer. Maglagay kayo ng cap. Galing yan sa gobyerno, pere. Bakit hindi nyo kayang maglagay ng cap?
Madam Chair, dugtungan ko lang yon because in Ilocos, parang nahirapan ho talaga yung mga farmers namin, especially yung mga organizations. And established na ho lang, we have the ARCs na ready ho yan na mabigyan ng mga programa from SRA. So, pwede ho bang bilisan ho natin kasi natatagal lang kami. Kasi yung pagtatanim mo ng tubo, it takes 8 months bago mag-harvest ka. And I think SRA, may mga bago na silang technology through board member Yulo na siya yung nagko-commit sa amin. So, pabilisan lang ho natin para pakinabangan ho pa natin. Kasi matagal ho magtanim.
Siguro po, you have to really devise a system for small farmers, especially agriculture. Kasi alam mo, tayong lahat nakadepende sa agriculture for our food. In fact, our Department of Finance said that the lowest growth of agriculture should be equal to the growth of the population. Kasi pag hindi nag-grow ang agriculture, nakasabay ng growth of population, magugutom tayo, di ba? So, it's not anymore about making money. You're a government bank. It's about providing food security for our people and lowering our poverty rate. And the poorest people are in agriculture. So that should be in your mind. Hindi kayo dapat banker na nagma-maximize ng profits. Pag when it comes to agriculture, you have to think that you have a responsibility towards food security for our country and towards poverty reduction of our poor people. Hindi na tayo banker. Kasi alam ko ang mentality ng banker. Masyadong sigurista at masyadong mahilig sa kita. So, tanggalin natin yon when it comes to agriculture. Anyway, whenever we pass law, we give money to you na grant ng Philippine government. Hindi naman to deposito nyo. You have no responsibility to your depositor because this is something that comes from the government. This is free. Oh, you just have to cover your overhead. This should be your CSR. Huwag na kayo maglinis ng Manila Bay. Ito na gawin nyo.
Kaya na ni Tita Sita.
Kaya na Tita Sita yun.
DNR dapat yun, di ba?
Madam Chair, with your permission po. We just would like to share our experience. Department of Agrarian Reform, Secretary Casticiones instructed yours truly po to act as alternate director in the board. And yesterday, there was a discussion on the board to precisely eliminate the middleman as we provide credit assistance to the critical sectors, the farmers, and the fisher folk. The board recognized that there is a need to remove the additional interest given by rural banks and cooperatives to our critical sectors. Kaya po pinapatanggal na po namin, nilalagyan po ang inisyatiba po kahapon, pinag-aaralan po ng Board ng Land Bank na maglagay ng cap para sa critical sectors, hindi tataas to a certain interest rate. Tapos ikalawa po, magkaroon po ng mga programa nga, katulad po ng afford na binanggit ni Secretary Casticiones, na pupunta po mismo ang Land Bank sa mga magsasaka at mga mangingisda. Ito po para maging faithful sa mandate po ng RA 3844 which created Land Bank po.
But hindi yung inyong CSR. Meron kaming 1,855 farm schools all over the country. Why not do financial literacy there? Oo, doon. Kayo magpunta doon, that's part of your foundation, na magturo kayo doon about financial literacy. Di ba nakakatuwa na yung Land Bank magtuturo sa mga farm school? I'll give you our directory of farm schools. And then mag-assign kayo doon. The farm school are divided by region, provinces, and town. We have 1,855. We have only 1,650 towns and cities in the Philippines. So you can reach every town. You teach financial literacy in the farm school para nandun yung mga farmer, turuan nyo paano mamutang sa bangko. Oo, that should be your CSR. Oo, parang kami. Ako, marami akong farm school. Nagtuturo ako kasi yun ang aking CSR. Oo, CSR ng aming kumpanya. So kayo, ganun din. Para-pareho naman tayong kumpanya. Kayo pa ang magpapautang, kikita kayo doon. Bakit hindi yun ang gawin yung CSR? Puntahan nyo yung mga farm school, conduct kayo ng klase doon about financial literacy para matuto yung mga farmer mangutang sa inyo, di ba? Kasi nga, sabi nga, ilang pages na, hindi pa sila makautang.
4 reams na ma'am, 4 reams.
Madam Chair,
Hindi pa
Madam Chair,
makautang.
siguro dagdag na rin dyan sa ating mga kaibigan sa Land Bank. Yung Sir Lito, siguro, it's not just a matter of releasing additional funds. It's not a matter of releasing the funds. It's also a matter of the application. Siguro kailangan niya i-review. Think, give it strong thoughts or give it, open your mind so that yung idea po namin na kung pwede sana may panibago kayong departamento sa land bank which handles micro, small farmers. Tapos, yung pera na yan, mostly grant naman sa gobyerno, you don't have to, when you present your earnings to government as a GOCC, you can always say, ito yung ating main portfolio, and it's very rosy at maganda, pero dito naman sa farm sector, kasi may mga losses din yan eh. Alam ko naman, may LGUs na nagpapahiram, may losses, natamaan ng bagyo, hindi na nila makolekta. That should be part, as Tita Cynthia said, that should be part of your CSR. But it's the process of application. Talagang tama yung sinabi ni Attorney Yulo of the SRA, yung number one complaint ng mga farmers namin sa Bukidnon, hindi po nila masubmit, for example, yung simple submissions of yung market study. Hindi na po nila alam yung market study kasi tama, grade 6 lang po. Buti kung maka-grade 6 yung mga farmers namin doon. They're mostly agrarian reform beneficiaries of the DAR. They ask you, sometimes ang tinatanong, yung mga BIR payments the last 3 years, sa totoo lang po, wala pong payment ang mga farmers natin
Walang
sa
TIN
BIR,
number.
walang TIN number kasi talagang ganun po ang on the ground, boots on the ground, that is the reality. So siguro, you know what, you will be lauded as the best, I think, agency of government pag nagawa nyo po itong, if you give strong study to this idea, that you will create a new department within the land bank, open a office within the land bank system sa lahat ng bangko ninyo, wherein welcome ang mga farmers, bigyan nyo ng libreng kape. Pagdating mo na, pakape mo sila. And then that way, bigyan mo ng suha, galing Davao siguro to, galing kay General Bato siguro to, or sa farm ni Tita Cynthia. Sana wag lang imported. So, yan po siguro my strong suggestion. In your next board meeting, I know Ma'am Cecil is very, she's very perceptive about these things. Sana po may idea po kayong ganyan. Because it's the process. We can allot 1 billion next year. We will, imagine gagalaw kami lahat dito para ma-insert sa budget nyo 1 billion additional. Pero kung 40 million lang a year ang release nyo, dahil napakahaba yung mga requirements, it will be a failure. Kailangan siguro, make it maybe 2 or 3 requirements. Sabi ko nga kay Jen Bato, simplify natin, baka birth certificate lang kailangan nyo lang na proof from the barangay that you are a farmer. Simple requirements. Tapos, boom, microloan. Bigyan nyo na sila ng microloan. Yan ang maganda siguro.
For your information, in our committee, ang nabigay na namin sa Land Bank, 4 billion from Agricultural Competitiveness Enhancement Fund. And then for sugar, 300 million a year. For the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund, 1 billion a year. 500 sa kanila, 500 sa DBP. Kasi ngayon, dalawa na binibigyan ko para mag-contest sila. Kasi kung puro land bank, tapos hindi naman mag-ano ang land bank, ngayon, mako-compare natin kung sino mas magaling, DBP or land bank. Di ba? Kaya ngayon, hinahati na natin ang grant, kalahati sa land bank, kalahati sa DPP para may competition on who will do best in helping our farmers. So, we never forget you. Every napasa namin batas, may kahati kayo. We will pass the coconut bill, we will give you also from the coconut industry, for the coconut industry. So, sana, paghandaan nyo na to at gumawa kayo ng sistema how these funds will reach the small farmers and fisher folks. And sa all the years na magpapasa kami ng batas, palaging yung pera na pang-loan, bibigay natin sa Land Bank at DBP. So, siguro magawa na kayo ng sistema for this na magiging efficient tayo. Kasi sayang naman yung pera, mabubulok lang sa inyo, hindi naman pupunta for the benefit of our small farmers and fisher folks.
Tuloy ma'am, maraming salamat po for that. And in fact, we will do that. At marami po kami matututunan in fact sa bank rakyat. And it's quite unfortunate, hindi po kami nakasama sa first team ho ninyo na visit doon. But hopefully we can join in the latter schedule.
We visited Indonesia for cacao,
Yes, ma'am.
for our coconut farmers.
Yeah.
It so happened that they were there, yung bangko na yon. So, they help us. Tapos, nagbabantay kami doon sa bilihan ng kakao sa baryo. Yung katabing tindahan, meron siyang, nag-accept siya ng deposit for that bank. So, doon namin nakita how they're doing it. So, it's an accident. But next time we go, we will bring land bank para pare-pareho tayong mag-aral doon. O, kasi if we cannot conceive of something, then we just go to another country and just imitate what they're doing para mas madali ang buhay, di ba? Okay.
Madam Chair, yung ano lang, maiba lang, okay naman po yung sa land bank. I think they got the idea on the financing. Maybe we can go back to the SRA on the other problems. But may we have a second hearing that we can invite that PITC? Madam Chair, I'd like to move for the committee to approve the invitation of the head of the PITC and their group, because not only with SRA but a lot of other agencies nagpapadala ng pera dyan sa PITC. Palpak naman yung implementation nila. I think we should grill them also, because that's what's slowing down the implementation, and then the DBM only reacts to the non-implementation of the funds. Lalong lumilit, nagko-contract. So I so move, Madam Chair, the next hearing, we have to make sure PITC is here.
And I want to inform DBM na kung i-cut nyo naman, wag nyo na i-cut yung infra. Napakadali naman ng infra eh. Dapat, it should not be below 1B. Kung ika-cut nyo na lang, yung yung land bank. But the infra, it should not be cut kasi ang dali-dali naman nun. Bibigay lang yung listahan ng request, tapos i-identify, tapos ibibigay sa kanila. Ba't nakakat? Easiest to implement. Kami nga sa infra namin, kami lang ang nag-i-implement 1 month. Ikaw, ako ang nagagawa ng infra identification ko. Kasi baka ako i-delegate ko pa kung ano-ano pa ilagay doon. No? Di pag ako, siguradong matino. Diba? So, I don't think there should be a cut sa infra. Kasi napakadali nun. I-identify mo lang, bibigay mo sa DBM, bibigay niya yung pera sa DPWH. Wala ka namang kahirap-hirap sa implementation, di ba? DPWH will implement it. So, kaya hindi ko maintindihan why it should go down to 500 million, di ba?
May I ask the DBM, Madam Chair, if I may be allowed, what is the budget for SIDA this coming 2020 and the new budget?
67 na nga
It will be 500 million, Your Honor.
No.
And all of it will be for infra.
Wag na. Namang 1B, infra. Wag mo na ibaba yung infra. Kawawa naman ang sugar. You know, we have a problem in the sugar industry. Kaya wag mo nang ibaba. I mean, ikat po yung iba if they are not performing, but yung infra, talagang hindi lang nila ginawa, but that's easy to implement.
Tsaka, Madam Chair, yung scholarship grant.
Yeah, yung scholarship. 100 million ang scholarship, and then infra is 1B. And then the rest, shared facilities program yun eh. Tsaka yung, what else? What else do you give to the black farms? Machinery? Ano pa?
Madam Chair, may I be allowed to? I would just like to comment on the statement made by the chair a while ago that the Senate or the committee is already afraid to give money to the different government agencies when it comes to our programs for the farmers. So we give it, the Senate gives it to Land Bank and to DBP. May I know, Madam Chair, if the committee is aware that almost all the money that we give to land banks is being put in the Land Bank Trust Banking Group. Land Bank Trust Banking Group. No? So they put the money there as some sort of a guarantee fund. No? For all the lending programs that they do. So when the farmers or the agrarian reform beneficiaries could not pay or would not be able to pay, they get the money that this trust banking group pays the land bank. No?
Oh,
We are using, Madam Chair, the regular funds of Land Bank. We are not using the money coming from the SRA, which is 300 million, the 4 million for the RCEP, the afford, and everything. I think this is something that the committee should look into in relation to the loan facility being given by Land Bank. We are not
So
using
you
the-
want, I think there is a guarantee fund for loans, di ba? In addition to this. Remember, we have the Agri-Agra law.
Yes, Madam Chair, but
And,
even the Agri-Agra-
I'll explain to you, 15% will be given to agriculture, 10% to land reform beneficiary,
Yes, Madam
Agra.
Chair.
Now, yung agriculture, parang ang kanilang performance doon is 13%. So may natirang 2% na hindi nagagamit. Pero yung Agra, 2% lang nagagamit, na iiwan yung 8%. When they cannot do it, they're supposed to pay a penalty. The banks, di ba? They pay a penalty and they collect a lot of penalties, and that is given, hinahati yan to the, what you call this, Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation, at saka dyan sa sinasabi mong, ano yan? Yung, guarantee fund.
Yes, Madam
Hinahati yan. And
Opo.
malaki yan. How
Yeah.
much? How much a year ang binibigay ng, alam yan ng CB eh.
Madam Chair, if I
Oh.
may inform the...
So, hindi natin kailangan bigyan yon because meron nang pumupunta doon every year para to guarantee the loans. This money that we're giving to them, this is not for guarantee.
Yeah, yeah.
This should
I
be
think that is
given.
something that...
If it earns interest, then it goes back to the fund,
Even the
not
G-
for guarantee.
Yes, Madam Chair. Even the AGFP, which is now given to the PhilExim, the Phil Guarantee Fund, it's now under the administration of Phil Guarantee Fund, Phil Guarantee Corporation. And the AGFP fund right now is about 8-point-something billion. No? And this guarantee fund is also being... they put it in the Land Bank, Trust Bank group, Madam
And then
Chair.
they don't use it to guarantee the loans.
They use,
I think the issue
they use
being
it as a
used.
guarantee, yes, Madam Chair.
That's
Yes,
why
uh-huh.
you can give loans to not so good borrowers because there is a guarantee.
But in the case of other government agencies like the APCP, the other fund for loan, no?
Wala
They put
namang-
it in the Land Bank
Alam
guarantee
mo, I
fund.
want to clarify with you, APCP is not allowed to give out loans. Idea lang yun ni Secretary Piñol. They're not allowed to do that. They're supposed to do policies with regards to agricultural credit. But they are not allowed to give loans. Kaya lang sila, pinipilit nila, kaya nilagyan nila ng pera yon. Pero bawal yon. Di ba? Tanungin mo sa kanila, bawal yon. We're not supposed to give out loans in our department. It's Land Bank and DBP which will give out loans. Kaya lang tong ating mga department head, siguro may pagkapolitiko sila, gusto nilang pautangin yung kanilang mga kaibigan, yung mga boboto sa kanila, mga gano'n. Pinagpipilitan nilang magpa-loan sa kanilang department. Kaya they're doing this, but that is against the law. ACPC is not allowed to give up loans. They are supposed to do credit policies that will help the farmers, formulate credit policies that will help the farmers. They're not the one to give out the loans. I want to clarify that. Ako kasi, ako talaga, yung ASEF, unang binigay yan sa Coco Farm, together with the Department of Agriculture. Nawala ang pera. From then on, wala po si Senator Osmeña, ayaw niya talaga pumayag na ibigay ang pera to any department. Kailangan sa Land Bank or sa DBP because they know how to give out loans. We do not know how to give out loans. At saka kami, pag sa amin ang pera, maraming lalapit sa amin. Hindi namin matatanggihan. Kaya nagkakaloko-loko yung mga loans na yan, di ba? Pero, pag walang pera sa amin, hindi kami mapupwersa. Di pumunta kayo dun sa DBP at sa Land Bank, doon kayo mangutang. We never give out loans and we never allow departments to give out loans. Kaya lang sila, gusto nila, pinipilit nila, but that's against the law. That's against the law. Kaya hindi dapat yon. Talagang kailangan ayusin natin sa Land Bank at DBP how they can give out loans na attractive sa ating mga farmers, na talagang makakatulong sa ating farmers because they are the only conduit para mamigay ng loans sa farmers. We cannot do it in the department. It's disastrous. We have seen it. It's disastrous. Kaya wag na yan ipagpilitan. Lalong walang mangyayari sa pera. Alam mo ba yung ASEF? Ang lowest loan nila doon, 15 million. Ang biggest loan nila doon, 100 million. Pag nagbigay ka ba ng 100 million, are you helping the small farmers? Oh, it's 15 to 100 million ang range ng loan doon sa ASEF na hindi binayaran. So it did not help the farmers. Kasi kung mga farmers lang, 1 million, malaki na. Cooperative, 5 million. Sila, ang lowest loan nila to an individual is 15 million. Ang highest is 100 million. So pag tiningnan mo yung pinaloan nila sa ASEF, pagkayayaman. Nakaloan doon yung may-ari ng Fisher, Fisher Hotel sa Bacolod. Oh. Pero nagbayad yon, nagbayad. El Fisher Hotel. O, ganun ang klase na loan na binigay nila. So, it defeated the purpose. Kaya wag nyo ipagpilitan nyo. Wag nyo na ibibigay sa mga department yan. Pe-pressurein lang kami dyan na hiramin yan sa amin and magkakaloko-loko talaga ang pera. So, kailangan ang brainwash natin, itong DBP at Land Bank, nagandahan nila yung program nila para makarating sa mga mahihirap. Yun lang. Hindi din maganda na kami. Ako, I wouldn't do it. Kung ako mahilig, ako head ng Coco Farm. Tinanggal ko yung power of giving out loans from Coco Farm. Hindi ko kayang kontrolin yung mga tao. Mamaya kung kani-kanino nila ibigay, masali pa ako sa kalokohan nila. Nilipat namin yun sa Land Bank, yung ASEF. Kaya lahat ng pera na ipinaloloan, palaging Land Bank and DBP. Hindi kami nagbibigay to anybody. Basta loan, Land Bank and DBP. And every na ipinasa namin batas, merong binibigay sa Land Bank at sa DBP. Kaya sana, pag-aralan nyo how to do it, mag-aral tayo para yung ating paglo-loan maging easy for our poor farmers and fisher folks. It's really mahirap, di ba? Kasi yung paiutangin natin, di naman marunong mag-apply ng loan. Di ba?
Yes,
at takot yan sa bangko. Oo. Ang alam lang nila ay 5-6. Oo. But we have to stop that 5-6. Because 5-6 is 20% a day. Kaya nga 5-6 yun 1 peso for every 5 pesos a day. So 20% a day. 7,200% a year. Sino ang negosyong kikita ng 7,200% a year? Nagsisimula pa lang sila, bankrupt na sila. Walang kikita ng negosyo na ganun. Kaya stop natin yung 5-6. Hindi kaya yan. Oo. So that's your responsibility, the Land Bank and DBP, to stop 5-6 and help the farmers be able to access affordable credit. Kasi palaging ito yung mag-uusap why our farmers are poor because they do not have access to cheap credit. Palaging labas yun sa study, no access to cheap credit. So if you really want to help in reducing poverty in the Philippines and promoting food security, you have to solve that problem because that is a perennial problem in all the studies about agriculture.
Thank you, ma'am. And actually, we will learn and we will adjust our system. And for the seed of fund, we commit to disburse. In fact, we have already committed a total of about 300 million.
every year.
Yes, ma'am. We have already committed, ma'am, 300 million, and this is already 92% of the total fund that we have.
2016 nagsimula, 2016, 300, 1.2 billion na yun eh. Ngayon kinukomit mo sa akin 300.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, yung guidelines po na napirmahan namin with SRA, only last year. So, nag-start po kami last year.
So we can say to DBM na wag mo na maikat sa 500, my God. Alam mo, ang problema ng sugar, ang mahal ng sugar sa market. So nagagalit ang DOF. They want to liberalize the importation of sugar. Maawa ka naman sa mga farmer. Pag niliberalize ang importation of sugar, patay na yung mga farmer na yan. Kasi mas magaling mag-produce ng sugar ang Thailand sa atin. Oh. So that we go to another topic. Ano ba how do we compare with Thailand? Dapat alam ng SRA to. Magkano ba ang production cost ng sugar sa Thailand at magkano ba ang production cost ng sugar sa Philippines?
To produce one 50 kilo bag of raw sugar in Thailand, Madam Chair, is 750 pesos. Sa atin, Madam Chair, is 1,175 pesos. Well, for the longest time, Madam Chair, Thai farmers have been subsidized for the longest time. Marami silang libre po doon, Madam Chair, like yung 1,175 po. Yung irrigation sa kanila.
We passed the free irrigation doon, di ba? Libre rin tayo sa irrigation. Hindi nga lang natin malaman kung nasaan yung irrigation. That's not a problem. We have free irrigation in the Philippines. What else?
Well, credit again, Madam Chair,
May credit din tayo, hindi lang mapautang ng land bank o ano pa.
Cost of fertilizer, yung inputs, Madam
Magkano
Chair.
yung cost of fertilizer sa 750?
Yung cost nila ng fertilizer doon, Madam Chair, is 50% lower than our cost here. Like for example,
Sabi po ni Secretary Dar, ililiberalize daw natin ang fertilizer para maraming competitor para bumaba ang So he will make the announcement that he will liberalize the fertilizer industry para madami daw magbebenta, magmumura ang fertilizer. Kasi ngayon daw, because of this fertilizer and pesticide administration, nilimit nila sa 4 companies ang nagsesell ng fertilizer sa Philippines. Kaya nakartel uli. So ngayon, ililiberalize. Lahat papapasukin para mag-competition sila nang bumaba ang fertilizer. What else?
the 7% VAT on sugar is subsidized in Thailand, Madam Chair.
Ano?
7% of the value-added tax on sugar is subsidized by government.
May VAT ba tayo sa Philippines?
In Thailand, Madam Chair.
Oh.
It is-
Tayo, may VAT ba tayo dito?
12% on refined sugar.
On refined sugar.
On the-
On raw sugar.
On raw, there is none. Only on
Yes, sir.
refined.
Hindi ba ang VAT natin pag bumili ka sa tindahan?
When you process raw, ma'am, into refined, there's 12% VAT.
So it is passed on to the consumer.
That is correct.
VAT on refined sugar. What else? What else? Those are the things.
Yes.
Wala na. Can you make a report on this? And then, hindi ba ang difference is 1/1 over 750? This is 350, di ba? O ngayon, i-break down mo sa 350, alin dyan ang irrigation, alin dyan ang credit, alin dyan ang cost of fertilizer, alin dyan yung VAT on sugar, para malaman natin kung ano yung tatargetin natin para makarating din tayo sa 750. Kasi ganyan ang ginawa namin sa rice. In-study ang cost of rice in Vietnam kasi Vietnam ang pinakamagaling sa ASEAN and the cost of rice in the Philippines. Tapos hinanap yung cost difference. Saan ang galing yon? So, I guess labor will be one of the cause here also.
Madam Chair, in
Oh.
addition to what the administrator, they have much bigger farms in Thailand. They don't have an agrarian reform program, I think, in Thailand.
Yeah, but we can do it through the black farms, hindi ba?
Yeah, we are.
In fact, Madam Chair,
So, wag nating, alam mo, minsan kayo, pag tinatanong kayo, sinasabi nyo yung mga reason na hindi na natin magagawa ng paraan. Kunin natin yung mga reason na magagawa natin ng paraan. Katulad pag tinatanong ko, ba't mura sa Vietnam and rice kesa sa Philippines? Ang sagot sa akin, meron silang Mekong River. Alam kasi nila na hindi natin maililipat yung Mekong River sa Vietnam sa Philippines. Pero ang totoo, hindi Mekong River ang cause. Ang cause is mechanization, lack of mechanization, and yung pangit na seeds na itinatanim sa Pilipinas. Those are the two major cause of the deal. So, hanapin natin yon. Huwag niyo sabihin sa akin na dahil agrarian reform, ay alam niyo naman na hindi naman natin kaya yung agrarian reform, di ba? So, hanapin natin yung kaya nating gawang paraan at yun ang gawa natin ng paraan. So, we will solve the problem ng tama kasi naghuhula tayo eh. So, i-breakdown mo sa akin yung 350, alin doon ang irrigation, alin doon yung credit, alin doon yung fertilizer, alin doon yung VAT, at alin doon ang labor, para alam natin kung ano gagawin natin. So sana kung naibigay yan before, nung gawin natin ng SIDA, in-adjust natin yung SIDA. Kasi nung gawin namin yung SIDA law, tinanong ko lang yung mga sugar planter, ano ba gusto nyong ibigay namin sa inyo? Ito ang ibinigay nila. Kaya yun ang sinunod namin. But the case should have been na may study. Bakit tayo hindi competitive? And yung pagbigay ng SIDA law, in-adjust doon. So ngayon, maybe in the future, if we amend the SIDA law, then we can use this as a basis to amend the SIDA law. Oo, kasi importante na maging competitive ang ating mga farmers. Kasi pag competitive ka, wala kang takot sa import. Miski sabihin nilang mag-liberalize. Eh ano kung mag-liberalize? Kasing galing naman kami nung mga foreigner, di ba? Oh, so that is the intention of everybody. So
I will submit, Madam Chair.
next time na bumalik kayo dito, ibigay nyo sa akin yung breakdown ng cost difference ng Thailand at Philippines. And at the same time, ibibigay mo sa akin ang breakdown noong 2016 to 2019, alin ang na-implement, alin ang hindi na-implement. Para makita natin kung sino may kasalanan. Hindi
Yes, Madam
ba?
Chair.
Kasi nagtuturo-turuan na tayo kung sino may kasalanan eh. Oh. So, ang sure na sure lang tayo na kayang gawin is yung DPWH, di ba? Wala namang problema doon. At saka yung CHED, pagbibigay ng scholar, yun ang pinakamadali. Ang nagkakaproblema tayo sa land bank, na ito naman land bank, nagpa-promise na, nagagaling na sila, pakita nyo. And then yung shared facilities program, yung technology, walang nai-implement. At saka yung, ano ba yung hindi ma-implement?
Black Farm.
Black Farms. Oo. Ano rin yun eh, shared facilities
Yes.
program din yun eh, di ba?
Yes.
Oh.
Actually, Madam Chair,
Oh.
for the information of the committee, since the implementation of the sugarcane black farming, which the Department of Agrarian Reform is actively pursuing, we have not received any funding coming from the SRA.
Identify nyo yung mga black farm nyo, ililista nyo kung ano gusto nila, tapos ibibigay nyo sa kanila, tapos ibibigay nila sa DBM, ang DBM ang magbibigay doon sa implementing agency. Ganun yun eh.
Yes, ma'am, we will do that. But despite
Oo.
that fact, ma'am, we have been actively pursuing the sugarcane black farming, and we have around 92 agrarian reform beneficiary organization already.
Doon, pwede ibigay, di ba, DBM, sa agrarian reform yung kanilang organization. Kasi I know, ang gobyerno, pwede siyang magbigay sa mga organization at saka sa LGU, di ba? They cannot give to individuals.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. So, kailangan lang i-identify mo, sabihin mo kung ano kailangan mo, ibigay mo sa kanila, gagawin nila yung board resolution, bibigay sa DBM, idediretso na ng DBM doon sa organization. di ba?
We will comply with that.
Oh,
Madam
and
Chair.
kung machine, bibigyan ng machine, di ba? Ang advice ko sa inyo, bigay nyo na lang sa DOST, pagawa nyo yung machine. Kaya sa tayo nagkakagulo dyan sa PITC, away na kami ng away ng PITC, hindi nila maibigay ang machine. Oo. In fact, I told them that if you cannot buy, wala daw silang mahanap na supplier, di bigay nyo pera sa DOST at pagawa nyo sa DOST. May gagayahan naman ang DOST naman, yung kanilang mechanical something, basta may gagayahan, kaya nila gawin, di ba?
Madam Chair, siguro dagdagan ko lang po yung difference in terms of yung sa Thailand at saka sa Philippines. Kasi yung pinaka dyan, yung pong productivity. Yung average yield natin in the Philippines, 60 po. Yung Thailand ay di 100 tons gains per hectare. So yun po yung hinihit natin para talagang umabante ang ating sugarcane industry. Ang reason for that, una, yung ating variety. So yung ating variety, we need to improve my technology. So that's why yung ating gagawin dapat dyan, improvement, plus yung pong meron ng variety, hindi naman talaga na-distribute properly. Kulang ang nurseries. So doon sa roadmap nga po, pinapakita na isa sa ating tatahakin ay yung nursery establishment para ma-access na planters, yung mga natin for planting. Pangalawa, yung pong reduction sa cost ng fertilizer. We are hitting at least yung 15 to 25% reduction. That's why ang DOSTP card po, ang tinitingnan ngayon, yung alternative source. Meron na po mga na-develop na technologies for sugarcane. Isa po doon yung Nutrio. And I think ito po yung isang maganda na ma-assure din to our sugarcane planters. Yung pong Nutrio.
How do you produce Nutrio? Can you produce that or who can produce
meron na
that?
po tayo.
Ano?
Meron po tayong isang researcher. And then siya po ay talagang she will venture into the production ng Nutrio as a bio. Ito po yung inoculant po siya So meron na yung farmers na nag-adapt. Actually sa Pampanga, yung isang congressman, talagang inilagay na on the field. And nakita po, yung yield po increase into 120 ton canes per hectare. Meron din success story po sa Cagayan de Oro. At talaga pong malaking-malaki yung
Tatanungin, halimbawa may pera ang SIDA, gusto niyang magbigay ng pera sa Nutrio. Paano niya gagawin yon?
Ganda po kasi naandyan na po yung ating produce, may product na po. So for the commercial na po siya aspect, ang pinaka-developer po natin is si Dr. Virginia Padilla.
But SIDA cannot give to a private person. Oo.
Ano po, commercialization
namin, yung Bureau of Soil and Water Management natin. 38% of the soil are degraded. And sabi na UNFAO sa amin, compost all your waste and bring them back to the soil. So yung Bureau of Soil and Water Management, namimigay siya ngayon ng composting facility sa mga LGU at mga organization para i-compost nila yung waste at yun ang gawin nilang organic fertilizer. Ngayon, yung sinasabi mong Nutrio, paano natin gagawin?
Ano po ating
Pwede ba
researcher?
kami magbigay ng
Extension po.
machine sa mga organization or sa LGU para gawin nila yung Nutrio or what?
Mayroon po tayong extension aspect about that. So, pwede mong ituro sa mga
Hindi
interested.
enough kasi na ituro kailangan na may machine ba to manufacture it or kaya nilang gawin?
May po, in terms of yung laboratory. So, siguro, one is training on that aspect. Ang DOST po, mayroon ng technology. So, ang kailangan talaga ay to reach yung mismong user. So, yun po siguro ating gustong
So, ikaw
tahakin.
is, ano tawag doon? Pwede magbigay sa'yo ng pera para mag-extension program ka sa Nutrio?
Ang Picard po, meron po kami tech transfer division.
O, kanino nyo ita-transfer?
Siguro partnership po yan ng
Sino
Picard
ka-partner mo?
at SRA in that regards.
Hindi nga kaya. Ang sinasabi ko sa iyo, kung pwede nating mag-identify na organization na doon mo itatransfer mo sa SRA, di naman sila ang co-op ang kapartner mo dapat or LGU. Kasi hindi, ibibigay mo sa kanila, sila magtuturo. Hindi
Hindi po.
Oh.
Kami po, hindi kami mismo ang gano'n ng more on the technical aspect yung sa
Hindi
amin.
nga tinatanong ko sa'yo, how do you implement it? Yun ang importante. Hindi may findings ka, tapos hindi mo naman ma-implement. What good will it do? Para yung field rice, nakadiscover siya ng inbred seed. Hindi naman niya itinuro sa farmer, what good will it do? Kaya tinatanong ko sa'yo, how do we teach this technology to the farmer? What do we do?
Ano nga po, we have a program on tech transfer. Isa na po lang sa
Kanino
tinutingnan.
ita-transfer?
To the, stakeholders, ituturo po sa ating mga
Pwede
planters.
i-identify ng SRA yung stakeholder na pagbibigyan mo ng transfer of technology?
Yun nga, that's a working arrangement between and among agencies.
Magkano?
Yung pong detalyo,
Para yung technology i-transfer dun sa mga yung kanyang mga
Apo.
land reform beneficiary organization. Bigyan mo kami kung magkano bawat isang organization na transferan mo ng technology para yun ang identify para ibigay sa'yo para i-transfer mo doon sa mga organization niya yung technology.
Apo. So, mayroon po tayong dapat na program of
Dapat may
activities.
Model, may model at
Apo.
may presyo.
Apo.
Para alam natin na magbibigay tayo ng ganong karaming presyo, matuturuan mo.
Mayroon po in terms of yung cost, hindi lang ako particular doon sa
Hindi
detalye,
gawin mo.
pero yung
When you-
paggamit po,
When you come
how
back
much per
here,
hectare, meron po ganun. Pero yung sa costing, hindi ako po ganun kaan sa
sino
costing.
magko-costing?
So, meron po kami,
Kaya nga.
tech transfer.
Pagbalik mo dito, dala-dala
Okay.
mo yung costing mo of the transfer of technology ng fertilizer to the land reform beneficiaries.
Okay.
So, kasi that will, to the black farm, kasi that will fall under research and development, capability building, and technology transfer
Apo.
activities.
Tama po, ma'am. Another, po,
Yung 300 million dito, magasta ng SRA kasi hindi nila magasta.
Okay.
Oo. So, we will do this in terms of seedlings and fertilizer.
Another aspect po, ma'am, siguro critical po yung water. Meron po mga irrigation technology. Sa ngayon kasi, di ba, may drip irrigation. And then, yung isa pong ating pong nakita, output po ito ng research ng Central Luzon State University, yung pong automated para irrigation system. So, dito na, papasok po yung automation na makakatulong po to make the systems work well. At the same time, hindi masyadong mahirapan din ang ating mga farmers.
Alam
Irrigation
mo,
system
yung
po.
irrigation can go to infrastructure support program.
Apo.
We just have to have a model
Apo.
of the irrigation system, magkano costing nun,
Apo.
para pag-identify mo, ilalagay mo yung kanino mo ibibigay, ano yung cost, o ano
Opo.
ang cost.
Mayroon po tayong data on that. Siguro
dinagay mo
next
rin
time
sa
po.
amin.
Basta yung po ang ating pinakanay, yung technology. Pangatlo po, na talagang nagiging reason bakit tayo ay malayo sa Thailand, ay yung po mechanization. Kailangan talaga natin yung improvement in terms of yung loader, harvester, planter. So meron na po mga na-develop na prototypes. It is through the PhilMec. Pinanduhan po ng Picard DOST and tinatransfer po na pilot test na in some regions of the country. So kasi nga ang problema, aging...
Sino gumawa ng pilot nyo?
PhilMec po. Kasi meron po ang
PhilMec.
MIRDC, yung metals industry po ng DOST.
Pwede yun sa PhilMec.
So, more on the extension aspect, na andyan yung technology. So, ito na lang po, ibig sabihin, yung availment or ma-extend more para maturuan ang maraming sugarcane farmers in the Philippines.
Alam mo, PhilMec, until we came, because of the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund, research din siya ng research. Wala naman siyang pinamimigay na makina sa ating mga farmer. So what's the use of research na hindi naman na i-apply? Doon ako galit na galit sa kanila. Kaya ngayon, hindi na sila pwedeng ganon. Binigyan ko na sila ng budget, sila na mamimigay ng equipment, at sila na magtuturo ng inbred seed production sa mga farmer. Kasi palagi nilang sinasabi sa akin, ma'am, research lang kami. Pero pag tiningnan mo yung mandate nila, nakalagay doon, bring your research to the farm level. Ano ba ibig sabihin nun? Di ba extension yun? Ituturo mo sa farmer yung result ng research mo. Pero hindi nila ginagawa. PhilMec is 41 years old. PhilRice is 23 years old. Up to now, wala pa silang nagagawa. They were created under the Agricultural and AFMA, Agricultural and Fisheries Modernization Act. Hanggang ngayon, hindi pa tayo modern. Kaya minsan, wag natin tigilan sa research. Kailangan yung research natin, maibigay natin sa farmer para sila ay matuto, maging competitive sila. Kasi kahit tayo research ng research, inubos natin lahat ng pera natin sa research, kung hindi maia-apply ng ating mga farmers, walang mangyayari sa atin.
But Madam Chair, if I may, we have the best. IRI is here. International Rice and Research Institute. Doon ako kumakain. Nung college days ako, sumisingit ako doon.
IRI is for Africa,
And
sabi
then,
ni Bill Gates.
Oo nga. Tapos, meron tayong UPLB. Meron tayong yung sa Central Luzon State University, CLSU. Magagaling na campus. May Visca. Ang grabe, dami-dami nating Picard. I've been to Picard. And I always visit Picard for the documents and books. Pero yung nga, nakakapagtaka, ba't ang mga sasaka natin ay napakahirap. Classmate ko noon, ma'am, sa 1986 to when I was there in the 80s, classmate ko, taga Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam. And now they're the top producers. They were my classmates. We had classmates that were from those countries. And then, sayang.
Bali, senator
Chamba lang po yun, ma'am.
Sir?
Sana yung bansa natin ay kasing yaman ng mga Vietnam, tsaka kung ano-ano, mga schools na ganyan. So, Tita Cynthia, Madam Chairperson is absolutely correct. It's how to take it out from the drawing board to actual implementation. Kaya sabi ko kay Secretary Dar kanina, professor namin yan sa Los Baños, sabi ko, ngayon, it's how we take it out from theory to actual application, which is two different things. Kaya we support the chairperson in that, and that we should mechanize and do the plans.
Madam Chair, Admin Serafica, pwede niyo pa hubang bawiin yung pera niyo sa PITC at baka pwede ilipat na lang ho sa DOST?
Madam Senator, the problem with the DOST or Picard, they will still fabricate. Now, with regards to the procurement, these are prototypes already, machines ready to be used.
Ito, meron tong mechanical department na pag nagbigay ka ng pera, they can fabricate it. Kasi ako, yung aking plastic factory, kinuha ko yan sa isang bata. Nung dumating sa amin, defective, in-improve ng DOST.
So I think, Madam Chair, since it's G2G, baka wala ng bidding.
Wala na.
Hindi katulad dun sa PITC, they have to go through a bidding process.
But we will look into the MOA, Madam Chair, and we will see on the legal.
PITC, wala talaga. Wala. Naku
We'll take
mo,
note of that.
mapapaaway ka lang doon.
Chair?
Madam Chair, yung sa my final word on this issue. Madam Chair, yung we really need, administrator, we really need to mechanize. The problem now all over the country, including the farmers beneficiaries of the DAR, wala silang tapas karga. Yung tapas karga, for those who are familiar with the sugar industry, yan po pumuputol ng cane at kinakarga sa mga truck para madala sa mill area. Because of the phenomenon, several phenomenons. One is, yung mga younger people now are better educated because of the 4-piece program which keeps the children in school. So when the children are in school, ayaw na nila magkatapas karga. This is a phenomenon even in India. A lot of mill sites have closed in India because naging call center agent na sila lahat. Gusto nila air condition, may mga microphone, wala na, laro-laro na lang doon sa computer. Nawawala po yung mga tao. That's why Thailand has been able to continue bringing down the cost of production because of mechanization. So we cannot stress enough on the mechanization of these particular sections or programs of the farm. That's the cut and load. The cut and load is very important. As a matter of fact, sa Bukidnon, as far as Antique pa sila kumukuha ng Antique and sa Panay Island na sila kumukuha ng tapasero. At minsan di tumatagal kasi then they go elsewhere.
Yes, yes.
So really, we have to mechanize, and that's the way to do it also for agrarian reform beneficiaries. They can block it. You can make it like your block farms. They can do that. I think it's 30 hectares per machine.
Minimum,
diba?
minimum.
Minimum.
Yeah.
So we have to, administrator, we
Yeah,
have to
I
buy
agree.
this equipment, boss,
I
or
agree.
else we
I
will not
agree,
catch up.
Mr. Chair, but there are just procurement roadblocks. But
Tell
I will
us.
make sure we will see, and I will visit PITC and we will
Yeah,
see what we can
let
do with
us
the
know.
MOA.
May ease of doing business na. Let's demand PITC to do it at a certain time. If not, di kasuhan natin sa ARTA, Anti-Red Tape Authority. We already have it.
Yeah.
Or transfer it to the DOST. Maybe they can do it quicker.
Yeah. Noted, Mr. Chair.
Hindi nila mabili, sabi nila, wala daw silang supplier. And that's their answer. Sabi ko, edi ibigay mo sa DOST, pagawa mo sa DOST. Diba? Oh, ibigay ang pera sa DOST. Oh. What's
Madam
the
Chair.
problem? Mabuti nga DOST, walang bidding kasi government to government. Eh, diba? Walang mag-question yun. Oo.
Po, correct lang natin. Ang DOST Picard po, more on the research and development. Prototype. Pero yung pag...
Nagpapagawa ako dun eh. Hindi mo naman alam yun eh.
Ang MIRDC po, I mean, as far as Picard is concerned, design and development, prototype, tapos iti-train yung fabricators. The fabricators, sila po yung gagawa, and then yung the process.
Madam Chair, we can invite the DOST in charge of that in the next hearing kasi we're going to invite PITC. Let's also invite the DOST, maybe the secretary, ma'am, and then yung head ng manufacturing nila. Ano tawag dyan? Anong tawag dyan, ma'am?
MIRDC po, Metals Industry Research and Development Center under ng DOST.
Let's invite them also to get a clear picture kung kaya nila at kung kaya ng PITC ilipat na yung pera sa kanila para sa ganun ay magawa na itong mga equipments na ito.
Yeah. Madam Chair, can we...
You said.
Yes, thank you, Senator Zubiri. Madam Chair, can we comment lang po about the implementing rules and regulations of RA 11023 on a different matter? Kasi po, under RA 11023 and the implementing rules and regulations, the procurement of the equipment necessary for modernization of our farms is the PhilMec. Now, pinag-aralan po namin yung PhilMec, which is the main entity tasked under the law to procure the necessary equipment for modernization. Ang tingin po namin, initially, wala po sa mandate ng PhilMec ang procurement. PhilMec, since the time of its creation in 1978, and despite the several executive orders until its current setup as a regular agency, is just mandated to undertake research and development on agri and fishery technologies. It is, gusto po namin malaman, meron na po bang...
masyadong nililimit nyo yung ang RCEP, PhilMec ang bibili.
Madam Senator, kaya lang po namin raise yun.
Ang RCEP, nilagay namin sa batas, sila bibili.
We are just raising that concern, ma'am. Baka naman kami tamaan pag...
Hindi ikaw, among PhilMec ang tamaan. Hindi, wag mo nang i-discourage ang people ng ganun.
No, we are not discouraging.
Kasi may problema tayo sa bansa natin. Wala tayong ma-implement. So, wag nyo na akong sabihan na, hindi to pwede. Kaya lalong walang magawa.
No, madam. We're only suggesting...
Nagpagawa talaga ako sa nagbayad ako, personally, sa DOST.
We are just
Ginawa nila
suggesting...
ako, siguro, yung marunong, ewan ko, baka mamaya may kaibigan silang marunong gumawa, pinagawa nila doon, then ako nagbayad.
No, madam, we are just suggesting that PhilMec be given the power to procure and at the same time to
Binigyan na sa RCEF. Binigyan na.
No, I'm basically on the
To
IRR.
spend 5 billion a year to give 960 towns at the rate of 5 million each town worth of equipment. Kaya ngayon, naghahanap na sila ng bibilhin nila na di-distribute do sa 960 rice-producing towns. Sabi ko, pag hindi nyo yan nagawa, didemanda ko kayo.
Alright, madam.
Pagod na ako.
Yes, respectfully submitted lang, ma'am. Also, doon sa pagpili ng mga
we gave them
suppliers.
the power to do it. For RCEF. Dalawa silang binigyan ng power. Yung PhilRice to teach the farmers how to be seed growers of the inbred seed that will increase their harvest by 50%. At saka ang PhilMec to distribute machine to 960 towns at the rate, kasi 5 billion divided by 960, around 5 million every year for the next 6 years for mechanization. So sila talaga, in-identify namin. Nakalagay sa batas. So siguro hindi na yun masama kasi nakalagay sa batas. They're just following the law. Di kung gusto nyo, gagawa kami ng batas na kung saan nyo gustong ibigay at gagawin namin ng batas. Gagawin namin, kung alam ko lang to na ganito mangyayari sa SIDA, nag-empower na rin ako ng somebody to do it. Hindi ko kasi alam na ganito mangyayari sa SIDA. When we do the coconut, we will empower also people to do it. Kasi wala ang hirap Kasi ganito nangyari, ginawa mo na lahat, binigyan mo ng pera, ganyan. Tapos ngayon, katakot-takot na problema pa rin. Sana pagkagawa ng batas, smooth na ang implementation. Ngayon, nagsisisihan na. Kasi daw, hindi pwede. Tanggalin na natin sa isip natin yung hindi pwede. Ilagay natin sa isip natin, pwede. And then maghanap tayo ng way para maging pwede. Ganun tayo. Kasi pag lahat na lang hindi pwede, itong bansang to hindi na to aasenso. Hindi na aasenso. Tingnan mo, lumalabas dito. Lumabas kasi sa rice, it's seedlings and mechanization. Mukha sa sugar, ganun din. Seedlings and mechanization from Picard, di ba? Kasi yung seedlings will enable you to produce more per hectare. And yung mechanization, that will bring down your cost. Kasi yung labor cost, napakamahal nun. Lalo na sa sugar. Dati meron sila nung tinatawag, ano ba tawag yung migratory worker? Ngayon wala nang ganun. Wala na. May problem na sila sa labor. Di mechanization na yun. Tapos sabi niya, may murang fertilizer na magagawa natin, ituturo lang natin sa farmer. Mas gusto ko yun. Di ba? Kasi ine-empower mo yung farmer. Kasi sa aming rice RCEP, tuturuan namin yung farmer na gumawa sila ng sarili nilang seedlings. Inbred seeds. Sabi naman ng PhilRice, kayang ituro. Di tuturo na rin natin kung paano sila gumawa ng fertilizer. Ganun na tayo. Tayo na. Wala na. Nakakaawa tayo. Talo tayo ng Thailand sa sugar. Tayo ng Vietnam sa rice. Talo tayo ng India sa milk. Talo tayo ng Indonesia sa coconut at cacao. Talo na tayo ng lahat Wala na tayo. Saan tayo nanalo?
Population growth. Paramihan ng baby. Baby making.
So, siguro mahilig ang mga Pilipino sa ganon. So, we will make a list of what we want to know next hearing. Ita-type na namin para hindi tayo magulo kasi ang gulo ng notes namin, hindi na rin namin maintindihan. And we will we'll send to you before the next hearing, but para yun ang i-prepare yung report sa atin para magkaintindihan na tayo kung ano gagawin natin.
Yes, Madam Chair.
And sana itong land bank, magbibigay din kayo ng report, paano nyo padadaliin ang umutang sa inyo. Considering nang uutang sa inyo, hindi naman educated. Simple farmer and fisher folks. How do you enable them to be able to borrow from you?
Yes, Madam Chair. Thank you very much. We will do that. Doon po sa mga small farmers, ang requirement lang po namin, SRA endorsement. Yun lang po.
Bakit binigay na sa inyo, hindi nyo ma-approve?
Kasi po, yung sa SRA endorsement po, nakalagay doon, with attached documents from the SRA. So, yung pong only for small farmers, yung pong hinihingi namin dokumento, hindi po dokumento na nire-require ni Land Bank. SRA endorsement lang po.
Siguro ma'am, Madam Chair, if I may interject. Yung SRA endorsement, mahirap din yun Kasi kung small farmer ka, pupunta ka pa sa Manila, mag-apply ka pa sa SRA dun, or
Ay, sa
or
baba po. Sa mill district
some,
officer.
those who have mill organizations. Pero let's make it simpler.
Sige po, Sen.
Maybe we can make it
Isasabihin po namin sa SRA. Requirement po kasi ni SRA yung endorsement eh.
Yung binigay namin idea sa inyo, hindi para sa sugar farmers lang ito, mama. Sa lahat. Corn farmers, gumagawa ng suha, ganito, rice farmers. There should be a farmers division in the land bank.
At saka huwag nyo na idepende sa ibang agency. Kaya nga tayo nagkakaluko-luko, turuan tayo ng turuan. Yung inyo, gawin nyo na kayo na lang. And
Sige, ma'am.
pagandahin nyo, di ba?
Sige, ma'am.
Huwag na natin i-require pa other agency.
Sige, ma'am.
Nagmowa na nga eh.
Madam Chair, siguro before we end, baka pwede lang ho pa-reiterate natin sa DBM yung request nyo kanina na baka pwede gawin, ibalik sa 1 billion habang wala pa yung submission of the budget. Baka pwede naman ho mahabol.
Tapos na po, ma'am, kasi
O,
nasa
di tayo na lang
printing na po.
magre-repair.
Ma'am, kami, gagalaw kami sa committee. I know my chairperson
Yes, yes.
here is the vice chair of the APRO on Agri.
Yes,
So,
yes, sir.
sana kung gagalawin namin yung dadagdagan, huwag nyo naman ipavito.
Ay, hindi naman po.
Kasi
Extraordinary
mahirap
lang
gumalaw
naman po yung
dito
veto.
para tulungan yung industriya. Tapos baka mabito lamang.
Hindi po, sir.
Oh, yan lang sanang hinihingi
It
namin
was
sa
an
inyo.
extraordinary situation last
Sige,
year.
ma'am. So, tutulungan namin ang industriya, DAR, DA, and the SRA. Pero yun ang request namin, ma'am, na matulungan nyo kami
Yes, Your Honor.
that okay na siya. Hindi na siya madidisgrasya.
Madam Chair, if I may, if we will, kung galawin naman po, Madam Chair, baka pwede dagdagan doon sa Black Farm Fund and DRD&E.
Ilan ba sa Black Farm?
Kasi po, ma'am, to sustain our capital.
Ano ba nilagay sa budget? Di ba, binaba mo ang infra to 500, ibabalik namin sa 1B, di ba? Tapos yung scholarship 100 million, di ba? Ano nilagay mo sa scholarship? 10 million.
10 million po. Pero, Madam, Madam Chair, hindi po, 50 million, sorry po.
Oh, ngayon, ano nilagay mo sa Black Farm?
For 2020, Madam Chair, it is only a lump sum, pero it is primarily for the infra. Pero po ang
wala ang Black Farm.
Wala pa po. Pero inform ko lang po for purposes of for record purposes. Yung 500 million po nila for 2019 wala pa hong movement.
Aling 900, ano?
Meron po silang for 2019 500 million.
Oh, wala pa silang nagagawa.
Wala pa hong movement.
Bakit? Hindi, gawin nyo na yon. Oo, gawin na yon. And then, i-report nyo naman sa amin detalyado, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. But for favor, gawin nyo na yung 500 million yon ng 2019. Uy, binigay mo lang yan sa amin, nila Subiri, na-identify na.
Sa forest
By the way,
Hati-hatiin namin. Ubus yan.
Madam Chair, the 500 million, I have already signed the MOA and it is due for signature by Secretary Mark for the implementation of the infra for 590. Yes.
Walang problema yun. Basta, ano ba? Bakit every year nagmomowa kayo? Hindi ba bali? Isang MOA lang yan and then every year ganun na sistema?
Yes, we do every year.
They do MOA every year?
No, Your Honor. In the past, it was directly released to DPWH per special provision. But for 2019 po, kasi yung special provision na yun was revised. I don't know where.
Who revised?
I don't know, ma'am,
Ano,
where.
ni-revise na naman ni Piñol?
Hindi ko po, ma'am, alam kung sino.
Diyos ko. Alam mo,
Kaya
ang theory
nagmomowa
ko,
sila.
kaya ayaw nila gawin yung infra. Kasi iniintay ni Piñol ilipat sa kanya ng president yung infra para siya gagawa. Hindi gagawin ng president yon. Kasi ang paglipat ng farm to market road to DPWH, ginawa pa yan ni Pinoy nung panahon niya. Kasi galit na dyan siya dun sa farm to market road na puro gravel road, wala farm to pocket road.
Madam
So,
Chair?
nilipat yan sa DPWH para gumanda ang farm to market road. Si Secretary Piñol, pinipilit niya ibalik sa kanya. Siguro, kaya ayaw niyong mag-identify, iniintay niyo mapabalik sa kanya. It will not happen. It will not happen.
Yusek, for 2020, do we have that special provision?
Yes.
Sino nagawa?
It will revert to the previous practice of direct release to DPWH, Your Honor.
Okay.
So, no need for
ano yung
ROA.
2019? Ano yung 2019?
Yung sa 2019 po, yung
Oh.
special provision na yun.
Sino
ang-
nagawa noon?
Yung 2018 daw po pala.
2018.
2018 yung kailangan po ng...
O bakit? Sino gumawa? Pakita mo sa amin yung papel.
Opo.
Kung sino gumawa noon. Sino nakapirma?
Iti-trace lang ho namin kasi meron naman kami statement of
Pinagtatago
difference.
nyo na naman eh. May hindi nga namin alam yun eh, na may ganong special provision eh. Bawal yun eh, di ba? It's the order of the President that all farm-to-market road will be implemented by DPWH. Aba, nalipat.
Oo nga.
Oh, baka ikaw kasabot ka doon, minority.
Galit ko. Kaaway ko. Kaaway ko. Galit ko. Yung best friend mo, best friend ko. Bolero yun.
Minority floor leader, baka sila naglipat.
Majority.
Majority.
Di ako. Wala.
Nadinig ko na yun eh, na nilipat eh. Sabi ko, ba't nilipat? Hindi man sinabi sa amin. Sino naglipat? O, ayaw mo nang sabihin. Ibulong mo sa amin, mamaya.
Executive session.
Maloloka ako din.
Kawawa talaga, agree.